lower stage here. Always really cool to see this one pop up. I love how it looks. We're also going to be letting the intros play out for round 1 as well. What a way to make an entrance here, Axel. But yeah, we're going to be seeing the Axel versus
Scottish
Anji.
color. Sorry about that. That's the Scottish color.
No, you're good.
I see that. I see that. I always see like the Scottish flag on that. Like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah, Axel versus Anji. That's not a weird matchup, right? Because I've always been told so many different things about it. But the main thing that I do know is that Anji can make it fairly difficult for Axel to play this.
Right, and it all is because of that spin right there. And we saw immediately the counterplay that PrinceRose is going to be establishing in response to that spin, being that tornado, that big, very active wall that you can't really phase through the way you would like.
Nice.
So PrinceRose is definitely going to be using that a lot to prevent that approach, and Axel continues to try and zone out Anji as much as possible. But Sokel is looking like we're making this very easy to get in here, as we're going to be popping that super, getting that hard knockdown, getting that positive bonus, and looking real good.
With the 2H pressure being set up, PrinceRose is stuck in the defense, and that is one thing that does suck for Axel. Whenever a block string gets going, has to respect a lot of the offense. Doesn't have that 2K like we had before, and what a hit for the confirmed 2 bars a meter to play with. The parry super power through. Oh, don't let it happen to you. Okay, able to get the hit. Nicely done.
I wonder if we could have gotten a bigger punish right there. It felt like we were in perfect range to be able to get it, but it looks like PrinceRose just wanted to get that counter hit easily and not want to risk possibly fumbling with that punish right there.
I feel like, again, like you can go for the fast one, but you can certainly get like a big H punish there during that timing. Oh god. Nice, now you've got the corner lock. Good area, baits the burst. That's going to be a decent confirm, but again, mostly back to full screen.
Alright, backing up, and there it is, the spin coming through as we try to zone out right there with the Axel with our long reaching button. Spin once again coming through. PrinceRose needs to be grounded to set up that tornado, needs a little bit of time to set up that tornado, and Sokel is not giving PrinceRose that space as we continue to mount that pressure and take that round.
Tied up here. Sokel certainly in a weird scenario is taking the first hit, has led to full screen pressure. PrinceRose mostly wants to hold the ground, but being too patient has allowed Sokel to approach, and just that is dagger central season, but a good jump out is denied a lot of offense, but we're right back in. Jesus.
Oh. Yeah, this is pretty much the same story as we've seen before. Unfortunately, going to be dropping that dust combo despite finding that charge dust, but things are still looking good here for Sokel. Getting that hit there with the butterfly means we get to continue mounting that pressure, and Sokel with a monumental lead in that last round is able to secure game number 1. PrinceRose able to take game 1 in response to Sokel, but Sokel starts to really clean things up and really establish what makes Anji so scary against Axel. It's like, you know, you really abuse that spin, you get up close and personal, and you prevent PrinceRose from even finding that opportunity to escape.
And even though the damage on spin certainly got nerfed to a pretty heavy degree, 50% scaling starter from what I remember, it's still useful to represent it and of course get a knockdown with Fish. Even if you're not going to get that high damage, just getting by and getting started is enough in a lot of these matchups, and Axel is certainly that. He folds under momentum-based pressure.
Yeah, but here we go. Now this is Axel starting this game plan. There it is, the spin going through. It's tricky, right? We saw Sokel actually fail it twice before we finally got it successfully. It can be very hard to make sure it lands correctly. I actually do quite like that burst there from Sokel despite having such low health, because Anji is a high damage character. And, you know, that was going to be putting PrinceRose into the corner, but we got to make sure that we can clean this up, or at least last long enough for our burst to come back in time. Unfortunately, that will not be the case here for Sokel, as PrinceRose is able to zone out at the remainder of that round.
That was a very good round start Rainwater. It led to a lot of momentum to get started up, but the spin to win getting, and Sokel going for a lot of these codes, but as we're seeing, it's a bit inconsistent. We're either getting a huge counter hit or we're getting nothing, but at the end of the day, PrinceRose is now stuck in the defending end. Way, that's brutal. Couldn't go through the wall with the super. Sokel will have a lot to work with on this next knockdown. Possibly a throw, I'm feeling a throw.
No! I was about to say charge dust, but it came out a little too soon, a little bit faster than I thought it would come out at. But yeah, no, Sokel,
damn.
you can tell, really feeling himself right now. Really putting in a bunch of these charge dusts on PrinceRose, but only one has worked so far, so maybe pump the brakes on that just a little bit and not chase that dopamine rush as much.
Dopamine certainly picking up. Goes for a decent spin, gets a jump in with the JS, but now it's all about the corner pressure, but well defended from PrinceRose. Gets a counter hit, first off the table, and it's a very good burst, but capitalizing on it hasn't worked out.
Oh, super going to work here. That's not going to be enough to take the kill on Sokel just yet, but we're back in that ideal range here for Sokel. I love how we went for that tornado at that moment, that covering multiple options from PrinceRose if we try to go for the air that we just saw. The block on the overhead, 2K2D into the tornado. What's the pressure? Just a tap dodge, but we didn't spend the meter just yet, but it's okay because we still find the hit to get that red RC cancel, and PrinceRose evens things up here against Sokel.
Yeah, and that was such a funny round-ending combo there. Like, looking at it, I'm like, would that even kill? I don't know, that looked a bit scuffed, it looked a bit weird. But on the positive, able to tie us here 1-1. And despite the fact these are names that you probably don't hear of often, you're seeing that in the more unheard of parts of Strive, you're still seeing some good games. You're still seeing some good back and forth.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of stuff to talk about how each player is adapting and how each player may be faltering against the other. I think one thing that I kind of mentioned earlier was I think Sokel needs to be pumping those brakes against PrinceRose, because every single time we see the tornado, we want to spin right on through, right? And that's certainly not a bad option, right? But you're also seeing other parts where we're locking into that coast super early, and that's making it so that PrinceRose is still in the air, actually at the peak of our jump height, making it so that we can just, pop a JH and it's okay, and we just get that punish against the Ko. So Sokel just needs to slow down a little bit, assess the situation, and then be able to see what PrinceRose is doing first before we start to move it.
We're already off to a good start for PrinceRose. Backing up at the perfect timing. However, a lot of these jump backs have already led you to going in the corner. Don't get me wrong, you're away from the guy with the fans, but you're in a bad position. If Sokel gets in, that's going to be a huge cash out. Amazing spin.
Yes, absolutely. That is one of the best ways you can punish that command grab attempt there from PrinceRose. Sokel not going to spin right here. Instead, just going to hold that tornado pressure and then lock into that TP, finding the hit. Red RC. This should get the wall break or not, as we keep PrinceRose here into the corner. No burst on the side of PrinceRose because we used it on gold burst earlier, and Sokel will be breaking the wall, but because we didn't have meter or didn't use meter in that moment, we weren't able to get the kill immediately after.
The meter usage being very weird. Oh, good fish to start us off. That's already giving you Oakiess and a huge turn. Sure, you've deflected, but the butterfly able to keep you in that pressure, and Sokel certainly looking for the hit, but not getting nothing. A lot of these jump backs are doing a lot of work. Has to try and call that out. Maybe with a bit more air rather than anti-airs.
Yeah, those jump backs JHs, like you said, putting in a ton of work here for PrinceRose. But Sokel not gonna have to worry about it in this instance. Let's finding that wall break, get that positive bonus, build up that meter here against PrinceRose, and we try to go for that same approach we saw earlier, where we go for the jump for, I think that's JS, right? And no, PrinceRose going to be punishing that immediately.
You don't have a time stop set, do you? Oh, okay. Zero unlock. Zero unlock. That is fair. Oh, this could be death with the right combo, although I don't think PrinceRose has it. Then again, the scaling's pretty bad. But we're going to go for a chip kill if this keeps up. Sokel trying to do everything to avoid the BS, but unfortunately, chip kill for the win. All you have to do is empty that out, and then you get a turn, and that'd be it.
You called it. Yeah, Sokel just maybe being a little too greedy, or didn't realize that we were in the chip kill range just yet. It's okay though, because that doesn't mean PrinceRose has won the game just yet. We're down to the final round here in game number 3. Things are very back and forth, right? This is, no, I saw in the chat earlier, this is grand finals, y'all. We've been playing the intros, we've been going back and forth in our rounds, we've been seeing how each player has been adapting to each other very clearly. And I think this is literally just grand finals. I think after this, we're just gonna close it off for the night.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see Sokel do in this matchup a bit more is utilize that 6 feet. Don't get me wrong, we've seen it occasionally, but like, that is a god normal. Anji 6 feet is one of the god normals. We need to use it a little bit more to beat some of these like axle attempts, like that GGST there. Sometimes the butterfly wouldn't be a play, delay 6 feet, rush up max XP, it would really work out. And now you're in a death situation where the Renton's gonna get you. Now Sokel, hurry up 2-1.
Yeah, and we're also seeing a bit of a bit less usage of spin compared to what we've been seeing before from Sokel. And I think I know the reason. I think it's because we're reacting with spin rather than preempting with spin, if that makes sense. Where we're reacting seeing the tornado and then using spin, or we see PrinceRose in the air, so we're expecting a JS, so we use spin, right? I think that's kind of the idea behind it, but I think we need to preempt it a little bit more, because one of Anji's greatest strengths is actually the fact that we can force your opponent to play an RPS game that no other character can. It's like, oh, if I press a button, spin's going to come through, and then I'm going to get absolutely destroyed.
And it's super interesting that the RPSs for these characters are very different, right? For Axel, it's like mid. Oh my god, oh Jesus. I wasn't expecting to charge 5D RPS, but you know what? Sokel's got to represent it, gets to jump into the 2K.
What do you mean you didn't expect it?
I didn't expect it.
We see Sokel use it 3 times already.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, Sokel's playing on another level. Like, I'm a little shocked with some of these plays, but they're working out. They really are.
Seeing that deflect shield coming in here from PrinceRose to push Sokel back to full screen. There's the tornado. I love that we always just go for that option to set that wall against Sokel, especially from full range. And there is a charge just, but we're just messing up the timing there so it doesn't actually land on blocks.
Yeah, I think PrinceRose would have probably blocked that one, because on Meaty all you can do is like just stare at your opponent, aka it's very easy to react in those scenarios. But Sokel missed time and made it a bit weird. What a spin. Your health is low, but the 2H counter hit gets you. Now PrinceRose turning back around that looked very bleak at first to something that's very Axel favor. Just one more round and that's you, you've won it.
Yeah, now we're seeing more usage of spin from Sokel as well. But maybe I think one thing you could probably see more from Sokel is potentially spin into nothing, spin into no Fujin. Because if spin doesn't land, it's like, okay, if you lock the Fujin, you're actually just going to still get hit by the Rensen from PrinceRose. PrinceRose popping that JH, getting the anti-air as well, setting the wall with the tornado. Sokel running right into it and being sent to full screen, charging up the tornado. Sokel air dashes right into it, probably pressing a button in that instance as well. And PrinceRose in a fantastic position. PRC to cancel the command grab, and that's going to be PRC trick forward from Sokel to advance in PrinceRose's face, and now we're in a very favorable position.
Not gonna get the punish, but your opponent is at death's door with the close slash punish on the whiff Axel bomber. Sokel's gonna be able to tie up 2-2. And you can start to see how their structured offense is structured neutral just breaks at these lower health points. Like, what's going on here? We're doing Axel bomber to escape the corner there. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? It's very peculiar.
Dude, Sokel, please hit your meaties, man. Hit your meaties. I am praying. I think I've seen 3 charged us whiff on meaty. I think we've like seen a wake up throw also whiff on meaty as well. We gotta be timing these things a little bit better. Because I feel like
we've seen a lot of selling meaty attempts. That's all I'm gonna say. That's how I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, but it's okay though. Sokel, evening things up here. We're 2-2, both these players. That's a very aggressive burst, and will be paying off as we actually will be catching PrinceRose with that co.
Good challenge out, but the burst off the table. PrinceRose in a great situation. However, Sokel is sitting on a bar. Could use it for a cash out here. However, the damage is really scaled. I doubt you're gonna super, but you know what? You go ahead, big man. Take advantage of whatever you can. Yeah, hard knockdown does wonders for Anji.
Absolutely. We just don't want Axel running off. And Axel's going to be popping that deflect shield, so we're going to get right back in one more time. This won't be enough here to kill Sokel just yet, but I think it's going to be a death by 1,000 tons at this point because he's just so scared. With
yeah, look at the health.
Opting to not FD either, so we're taking so much chip damage from it as well.
Oh, what could have been a great spin to win. Getting caught by the low, very cheeky from PrinceRose represent now. We haven't really seen that after the Rensa in those scenarios. And just like that, huge counter into the bait of the burst. Now PrinceRose has so much in their favor. You've got the screen positioning, you've got the health, and soon there'll be a bar of beater to play with.
Counter. This is massive. PrinceRose with such a huge lead. Tries
That doesn't connect.
time stop, but you can't give the time stop like that. That's maybe a bit of a waste of meter here for PrinceRose, but we have such a huge lead. It may not even matter. Sokel also very low on those resources, spending a lot more on FD because we're so dangerously low.
No 2S.
JD!
There it is. Maybe with a guts-crushing scenario. Oh yeah, that is certainly definitely. PrinceRose will be taking our first set today with a perfect 7 golden letters. Unfortunately not in Sokel down to loser side, but what a hell of a first set I got on here from 2 players stuff. And in terms of Zintai, that's one of the OGs on Axel. That's one of the older heads on this fella. So this is going to be a hype set for our second one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is one of those matchups where Axel has historically struggled in, at least in Guilty Gear Strive. And I know Lēʻahi is not going to be making it easier for Zintai, but Zintai is certainly that seasoned Axel player and will try their best to try and get past this Ramlethal pressure, but it is just so scary with those guard pressure swords when we have you in the corner.
It's a pretty bro matchup. I would consider Axel like a top tier hunter, right? Except when it comes to Ramlethal and Goldlewis. Has a very difficult time dealing with her pokes and speed as she's able to contest spaces insanely well, insanely quickly. And because of that, he has to hold a lot of pressure. And as we know about Axel defense, it's not that good. And that's what it comes down to.
You have your 2D, man. That's about it.
I suppose. But Lēʻahi taking advantages of the weaknesses.
Not 2D. 2K. There we go.
Ain't season 3 2K, that's all I'm gonna say, bro. That was a different button.
But yeah, right now, I like that you mentioned the speed from Ramlethal as well, because Ramlethal has some pretty big buttons, but also is a pretty fast character of her own as well with that dash. It actually is post-nerf dash speed Ramlethal, so she actually used to be much faster than this. But with Zintai, going popping one of our main defensive tools in the form of that super will connect with Lēʻahi and get quite a decent amount of damage along with it as well. Zintai also getting that burst back, so we will have it if we choose. Well, if we need to spend it here, we might have to spend it because this might be the round. No, not quite.
Aye, very close, very close. Lēʻahi does have the advantage, but no meter to play with. However, Zintai holding the screen space with that 5P made it a bit awkward for Lēʻahi to check with these 5K pokes, because the 5K pokes have been doing wonders. But if you're not in that spacing, it's a bit weirder. It really is.
Yeah, and Ramlethal does have like some options that reach a lot further than say your 5H or your far slash, but it can be a little bit risky against Anji because if we choose to poke with like a 5 and it interrupts your sword toss, then it's just going to cancel the sword toss, and then you're just kind of like a sitting duck without that sword, and you have to wait for it to come back.
Yeah, and then you've got Brutal RC coming up into the throw. You're stuck, gonna have to deal with a lot of the pressure. The Ando not plus on block, but you can still take advantage of the bad defense of Axel. But what a back throw!
Yes, so you can actually throw the Rekkas. I believe the second one you can throw after that. So great awareness there from Zintai. That is like some old knowledge, because in the past, Rekka used to be an absolute insane move that Ramlethal had.
Yeah, you had to know the counterplay back then. You really did. 5K, top 5D, and for those that don't know, Axel has a really far hitting 5D. It makes sense. He's the zoner. And just like that, Zintai clutches against defeat in that game. That, like, we've got to admit that was almost a losing round for Zintai, but just blocked up well enough to get in and represent that top 5D. And if that top 5D was blocked, Lēʻahi won. Madness.
Right. Yeah, but that's really just everything about fighting games. It's like, it's all RPS, right? One thing beats the other, and then
it's all rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors beats paper, right? If you blocked that 5D, you would have lost, but, you know, it didn't. So, Zintai is in. But I like that you mentioned how, like, 5D is such a long-reaching button, because I've seen probably the most round start tap dust or round start charge dust that actually work on Axel compared to like every other game. I've seen so many clips of that.
Oh, good read.
Off to a great lead here. Getting the corner, getting so much of Zintai's health gone already. Zintai does have a little bit of meter, but the question is, what do you even spend that on? It will be nothing, in fact. as Lēʻahi closes that one off, 2-1-4-8 without the swords. That's going to be enough for
Oh, yeah, huge counterance from Lēʻahi again. That's the corner unlocked. Not gonna matter actually. Amazing challenge. That could have ended badly for Zintai, but again, clutching out of these bad scenarios. And now we're holding down the screen space, not afraid to stay in this spacing where one misplay leads to Ramlethal again, and well aware that having the corner pressure is more important than backing up.
Yes. Yeah, no, just fantastic spacing there. And this is the problem when you mess up that spacing, because then you get stuck in the corner because of how Lēʻahi can just jump right on early axle. And we don't have many ways to catch Lēʻahi once Ramlethal escapes. But it looks like Zintai was able to keep control of that position and take us to the next round. Either one or more, and Zintai might be in the lead here. Sets up the tornado, has to respect the far slash and the JS. Yeah, not going to want to respect it anymore. Choosing to spend that burst.
Yeah, immaculate blocks, defending up, gets the jump back, but the sword was in play. It's not a bad idea to jump there, but you need to have a fast normal to interact with Ram, and he didn't have it, unfortunately. And just like Lēʻahi is able to take the corner.
I think super jump might have worked in that instance, right?
Maybe, yeah. I think that into the JH or maybe air dash out may have been a better play, but either or. We're not in a horrible scenario as we're able to escape with the super, but Lēʻahi still has the meter advantage, so even if we're out, we're right back in. You're not dead, but very close to it, 1 HP.
And Lēʻahi does also get that hard knockdown here. You're back into the corner with just a simple string of moves. After that wall break situation, Lēʻahi does get access to a free safe jump that you have to respect in the form of, I think you can frame kill 5P and then air dash 4 JS, and then you should be able to get a hard knockdown. You should be able to get a safe jump that then can string into the corner immediately. So that's what makes it so powerful for Ramlethal to just say, hey, you know what? I want to break the wall. Because not every character necessarily wants to break the wall immediately. And Ramlethal maybe in the past would have done that. But now it's like, yeah, I'm okay with breaking the wall because I'm just going to take you in the corner and
One thing I also noticed was a lot of good usage of 5Ks for the wins. Lēʻahi making sure to like not overextend, if you will, not using all of these big normals for the final hit. We'll just go like, I'm at 5K you def. Like, I mean, to be fair, that 5K is like another character's far slash, right? That's such a good normal. Nasty run from Lēʻahi.
Definitely a great round there. Going to Lēʻahi. 6P coming through. Such a good button to represent against Axel because of our hurt boxes. 6P going to put Zintai to mid-screen, and now Lēʻahi in the corner, spending that burst.
Holding down it. Oh! Yeah, Zintai had a very nice like holding in the screen space, but until then Lēʻahi just gets in, rushes the offense, sends the super just for the hard knockdown, not really for the damage. And when you've got Bar in the bag like that, there's so much mix that she could do. Tap 5 BRC, you name it, it's gonna be 6H into the sword, but the gold burst to escape. This is huge for Zintai.
Yeah, it's definitely a very big momentum shift here for Zintai, especially after this time stop combo, taking us a lot of damage from all of those Axel bombers, successfully getting the TK Axel bomber too, so that's pretty good as well. Oh no, missed the throw. That's a big opportunity for Zintai. YRC gets out of that pressure, has to respect the 5H coming in from Lēʻahi, respect the 6H, respect the sword toss, no sword on the side of Lēʻahi. Double wreck that counter hit there. Oh no, yeah. No meter to spend here, has to use it all in FD, pushing Lēʻahi out with that final Rekka, but just too far so the TP didn't connect. With the sword, and we find the hit. No, we don't. Oh, we get it in the end. 5P catching Lēʻahi. Zintai once again on the brink of defeat, but still staying alive.
Like, he's so good at clutching out these rounds out there. Like, he must be used to being in these horrible defense predicaments where he's got to kind of clutch up. And because of these new changes to Pro Wef, can't RC them. I bet he loves this patch, right? You know, like, oh, I made a good jump, that's me out.
Oh no, but the tap does will be opening up Zintai and taking us to the next part of the stage here. YRC going to be used here. We do have a burst, so burst may be a possibility, but I think blue burst on this mix is more likely. No, gold burst on the mix.
Good JP. Stopping the air slash that could have done so much. The 2H, but it's going to be bursted. Lēʻahi does have the corner. The JK no confirm. YRC not baited. And now Zintai fighting for his life with nothing in his bag but his normals. Stopping Lēʻahi on every approach.
Backing up, creating that space. Doesn't want to get into this brawling range from Ramlethal. Deflectio being used a lot. Can't take advantage of that sword, but we have to worry about this sword. Can we block this mix? No, we cannot, unfortunately, as we tried to lock into blocking a possible JK, but instead the empty jump 2K is what happens instead, catching Zintai off guard. Well, what a close game there. However, Lēʻahi is now in the lead over Zintai, despite Zintai taking game number 1.
And what it comes down to is just many scary uses of meter as well. Like, Lēʻahi well aware that in this patch, the best way to use meter, BRC, right? BRC is such an insane tool to utilize that a lot of players don't really experiment with until the PRC nerfs. And then you're seeing a lot more players be like, oh damn, I was already experimenting with this before, but this is the way to play. And it's insane. You can do so much with it.
By chaining those OTPs together to give it to make it so that Zintai does not have any room to breathe. Oh my god, what a round here for Lēʻahi so far. 6-8. There's one sword, and this time the JH will work. Really though, there's a tech. That's great. We can get out of here. 6P going to work as well for Zintai.
Oh, counter 5H, that was huge. You had to give up the burst, but with the health deficit, I'm not too sure. I think Zintai can make it work. Gets a good counter, and so it's certainly in the bag. You've got a bar to play with, but so does Lēʻahi.
Yeah, Zintai was like, I have the corner, I want to keep the corner. Like, this is probably one of the few times I will have had this corner against Lēʻahi, so I want to guarantee it there with that burst. But what was truly unfortunate was the fact that Zintai with one of those normals that made it so that Lēʻahi can just dash forward for that bar slash.
Nice, breaking away. Lēʻahi keeping it safe for the most part. Nothing insane, just a whole lot of bar slashing into safe specials with the swords up. However, not going to get anything because of a nice mashup from Zintai. Gets the counter at 2H. That could be a lot of damage here.
I love the combo.
Yeah, I've not seen that look yet. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, where's the Axle Bombers? I'm like, okay, this will do instead then. Oh my god.
And then the slight optimization coming in from Zintai, going for the red RC to call out a burst if it does happen. No burst came out, but you know, always trying to play it safe when possible. Suddenly Zintai has the lead. It is a slight advantage, but now you're in the corner, so you may not have any advantage at all, actually. 2K2D, Sword Explosion, into the Mortar Bottle. Classic here coming in from Lēʻahi. What's the pressure going to be now? Okay, overhead JK, blocks it out, blocks this sword, jumps the throw, but tries to throw response in a whiff, so a burst has to come out from Zintai to avoid taking that damage.
Trying to look for a pull-in scenario. Gets the counter at 2H. That could have been huge, but burst off the table. Lēʻahi with the JP poke. 30% off of a bar meter and an aerial JP. Do not get hit by Ramlethal. My goodness. Huge 2H again, but not in the right spacing for a confirm. Can't do a whole lot with that, so just has to slowly but surely try and take the round.
Okay, deflection. Oh, trying to go into the dust, and then Lēʻahi saw the dust come out, so locked into a button in response, and Zintai choosing to seeing the deflection come out. It's like, okay, cancel immediately into a far-reaching move, and that's exactly what we saw. Zintai closing things back to an even game point here, 2-2 for both of these players. Another game 5, 2 sets in a row.
I think the best way to put it is that Lēʻahi in this set so far has been playing Ram to a good standard, right? A lot of good safe pokes here and there, looking for the approaches to make stuff work. But from Zintai, he's playing very deliberately, right? Like looking for the correct spacing. Of course, as you're playing Axel, you should just do that, right? but it feels like he does these weird delays where you're looking for something else and then it's rainwater instead. You're looking for something else and then it's a counter hit snail. Like, he understands the timings and RPSs to this character that he plays in such a slow way that builds up to so much damage. That's one hit away for a win. Oh.
The air throw, making it super stylish. Zintai on tournament point, not tournament point, sorry, my bad, set point here.
Yeah, we're in grand finals. That was fast.
Oh no, this is grand finals number 2 here.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this has been a good set, but Lēʻahi taking a lot of damage very early. Challenges out with the GS, burst off the table, not afraid to use it, well aware your opponent's not going to bait burst after not having a turn for like 50 seconds. They're going to keep the offense going.
Yeah, you'll notice that Lēʻahi, whenever we're playing defense in the corner, the win con that we're looking for is to force a Zintai to block something, right? We don't need anything to hit, we just need to force Zintai to block it, because we have that meter in the back to go for red RC and to force a Zintai to have to respect some pressure afterwards. Also, the fact that the sword tosses cause that guard crush is another thing too that Zintai has to respect once we find a connection with that far slash. JH 10, 5k, into the close slash, into the sword toss. Zintai gonna block this out, except for that tap dust. Red RC to combo off it, and this should be a wall break here from Lēʻahi.
Yeah, with a huge wall break. The positive bonus is kicking in just in time for the window wipers to get confirmed. And we are going to get a final game, final round between these two. And this is like Pill's round 2. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Whoever loses this has to fight their way out of loser's side. But Lēʻahi already off to a great start, still has burst in the bag and try to bait Zintai's, but he's not biting on the bait. Just holding back, well aware that he's looking for an avenue of escape, but not finding it. Ram is a very suffocating character for one. IB into the back throw.
Yep, that is that season 2 knowledge right there. It's like, yeah, no, I've played against.
He's an old head. He is an old head.
I know what to do.
Oh, that's a max risk counter.
Look at the damage, Panda!
That was max risk. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Oh, but wait, the jump back.
We get a big counter hit of our own. Not going to be getting the most damage, not with that confirmed. But it's okay, though. We're starting to even up the health a little bit more. What good combos should be enough from a Zintai after this?
2 bars of meter as well. You could do so much with that. Just has to try and make use of it.
We get the air throw.
Patient.
Get in. We find the hit. Moroboto, and then we're at the perfect place to get the punish. Zintai once again by the skin of their team.
Right, does a lot of damage, right? That's it. Everybody sees that. They understand that. Leo, what is he? You need to play him to figure it out.
Yeah, I think the big thing too that you have to realize is that you don't use boom to zone out the opponent. I mean, sometimes, right, you want to create a little bit of space, but really what boom is for is it's a moving shield. That's what it is. You set it up, especially the 8th version, and you just run behind it. And that hitbox, that active hitbox, makes it so that it discourages opponents from pressing into you as your coach. But here we go, test your luck. Like, also a very aggressive character. We've been talking about characters that, you know, kind of go against normal convention or against what you might think the character is. Like, you see these big buttons, you see the big ball. You see he actually doesn't have a very fast walk speed, doesn't have a dash. But this is another very aggressive rush down character that wants to get in your face and then put on an unrelenting
we're already off to a pretty good start. TestYourLuck with the wire scene, just like the advantage could flip because TestYourLuck is at high blood. And that means if you get a hit, that could delete your health bar. But we're already seeing the credit card. Do not get hit. Do not get hit. You have a flash kick. Oh, you got hit.
Overloading the balance.
Yeah.
We paid it off, and then now we're going to be abusing the credit score. So here we go. Yeah, TestYourLuck already looking good, and already seeing some counterplay against Leo. I did mention that when you start to realize what you need to do against Leo playing the matchup, it becomes a little bit harder on Leo's side where you can't just press buttons randomly like we saw on that backjack in response to the backturn.
You went for the Dunko? No offense, Kriby, you deserve that. That's a very interesting option, not gonna lie. I do like the Dunko if it gets hype, but TestYourLuck with the super making the right call out, just putting Kriby in Oakiess hell now. But we see a flash kick. No, we're seeing a lot of baits, so I doubt Kriby's gonna utilize the tool.
Yep. Oh, perfect. Getting to level 3 blood, and you have to worry about the fact that at level 3 blood, you get increased length on your buttons as Nagoriyuki, and I believe your frame data becomes better as well. So as a Leo, you can't just set up the fireball from that range because Test Your Luck can actually just hit you right on through it.
Aye. But my goodness, it's like you say, the game plan also changes based on blood as well, right? For example, that part of the game plan, oh, he's going to hit you through the projectile, kicks in at higher blood. At lower blood, it's more like he wants to interrupt your projectile with a Beyblade or something like that. So it's weird dealing with this constant change of game plan of interruption. Oh god.
Right. Yeah, once again,
there you go.
Utilizing that level 3 disjoint on Kriby and getting that counter against Kriby once you try to set up the fireball. Trying to slowly gain space, but Test Your Luck just constantly outside of that range. That's a big countering it here for Kriby to finally get things started.
Very nice here indeed. Kriby can't go for the overhead. Certainly going to do so after some good staggers. Getting a huge counter, however, because of the instant wall stick, you couldn't get a big combo off of it. Had to just be happy with the super. Oh, a challenge! Oh, good burst off. Oh, you're dead.
I am constantly wincing every single time I see Kriby get hit like by one of those 5Hs or far slashes, because I'm like, man, I know this. I know this hurts. I know this.
It's insane because it's not a high-low. It's just a really long mid.
Yup. Don't press the button. That easy. Super going to send Test Your Luck through the wall. Such a high damage at that as well. Test Your Luck almost at level 3 blood. That 2K trade, red RC, building up that blood a little bit there with the Beyblade. Not quite at level 3 just yet, but should be soon.
Oi, decent hit, unfortunately a huge drop, but Test Your Luck's going to take advantage of the Oki. Huge challenge with the Lariat from Kriby. Goes for the overhead, you do not burst that, and Test Your Luck accepts the death there. Happy to have the burst advantage.
Counter hit. 5K. Yep. Send the combo. Actually,
nice.
surprisingly low damage combo for what it was.
Yeah, but you know what it was? It was good for lowering that blood for the most part. By RC, back it up. Probably looking for an avenue to get right back in. Certainly going to do so. 6H, welcome to the Stagger Central, but you flash kicked at the correct timing. Test Your Luck doesn't care, man. Does not care.
Does not. Run up, 60 attempts. Going completely whiffed out. Test Your Luck just running over Kriby right now. 2-0 with the Nagoriyuki.
Aye, one thing that is certainly shining this match is that Test Your Luck is getting huge counter hits. As in, like, normal hit 5K, normal hit 5H. He's getting, like, counter hit 5H, getting counter hit 5K, and because of that, he's leaning so much more. Like, 5K without counter hit leads into 6K into command grab, or maybe 6K DP into using a blood pop. He just does 5K 6H, and that's 30% gone. Like, that's terrifying for this character. That is absolutely terrifying that he can do that off of a 5K.
Okay, now Millia at level 3 blood. Test Your Luck, speed running it all the way to that point. 6H, going to bring a little bit of blood away here. And we're just playing this game of towing the line here. Low, blocks the fireball, jumps over it this time, hits below. Kriby just confused about how to approach this Nagoriyuki.
Ugh, 5H. Back it up. The PRC gets the shimmy, reminding us that we're playing a footsies-based character. Very nice with the overhead.
Overhead, overhead again.
Connecting. Yeah, he's getting a lot of good hits, but not a lot of damage off of these good hits. Don't get me wrong, wins around there, very nice. But it's very unfortunate that we need to go for another interaction to get the win. You know what I mean? That could cost you in the future.
Well, Nagoriyuki doesn't have a mirrorless reversal, so that may be playing part of why Kriby is favoring those overhead resets this time.
Oh god. Oh, that's hit a lot.
That's not enough.
Yeah, but look at the blood.
No way.
That's gonna go down so much. Yeah, that's gonna let for some more options. Goes a bit crazy with the clone goes for the cross up. Well defended. Oh, the parry whip!
That's crazy. The 2P whiffing and the parry not connecting, letting TestYourLuck get the punish afterwards. Kriby has the right idea, but maybe TestYourLuck was really just that one step ahead there with that 2P. Anyways, that's going to be a throw here from Kriby, getting us into that back turn stance. Tries to press something after that overhead, but let me tell you, TestYourLuck, that's a +2 overhead right there.
Ay, ay, ay. A lot of damage dealt for sure, TestYourLuck, and a lower health pool, but still on set point. Only really needs one good hit. Honest, that's how scary Nago is. One good hit. Gets the 5P confirm. 2S in a way, able to stagger. Just like that, we've got the credit card that is in play, but finding that final hit isn't going to happen. Kriby's defended well, but what a challenge with the lariat, keeping Kriby alive in these final moments.
Staying alive, preventing the 3-0 from TestYourLuck, and finally getting a good footing on the situation in this matchup versus TestYourLuck. You can see the ideas starting to shine through here for Kriby and how to structure this.
I'm also seeing the champion discussions happen in chat.
Resist the urge to talk about him, Panda.
I know, but he's awesome. I love Tokan. Anyway, back into it. 2-1 for TestYourLuck. And gonna get a huge counter at the burst off the table. Not bad idea going for the early burst, but you are being put into the corner. Able to escape. Ooh.
Flash kick. Perfectly. Flash kick ender this time as well. Hey, remember when heavy flash kicks like you get back to? Pretty time.
Remember when every flash kick had invincibility as well, bro? God damn. remember when you can RC that? God damn. Oh god, just remember. Do you remember?
Remember Lēʻahi thing? Hey, look,
Sure.
that's the new move. Parry? Oh my god, the 2
No pick up.
whiffing.
Wow. And because he whiffed the DP there, the blood was going to go high, so what TestYourLuck realized is that I need to do something for the final hit here. I think if Kriby just sat back and let him go a little wild, he would have won. He actually would have won because he would have popped.
Red trying to run in immediately afterwards, but I love the check there from TestYourLuck with that 2P, and that's the option that we're covering there with that 2P. If he tries to reset that pressure, 6-8 doing so much damage.
Oh, damn. Good tech on the throw, but at death's door still.
Back in the game. Draining all that blood from TestYourLuck. We're at level 1, but that means that we're going to use more of those special moves. Use that Beyblade to approach, get in, get that credit card on lock out.
Oh, and that's true on block.
Yep.
Yeah. Kriby not FDing, and TestYourLuck basically did an RC afterwards to make. I think if Asuka had a minion for his cards, that make him feel a bit more like a card game character. You think?
Oh, what?
Like a minion, like when you get like your token characters that are like they're like a little guy. They only deal damage. They've got no special effects. You know that type of deal.
I don't know.
I don't know how to describe it, but basically it's just a little guy that might hit once and he isn't doing anything special. The ability is doing nothing that you can summon onto the field, kind of like card games and stuff, you know what I mean?
I guess I feel like this is a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, isn't it?
I think I played the Dragon Ball one and it was in that,
okay.
and Yu-Gi-Oh as well, yeah. Oh, what bit? Anyway, onto the set, I was mostly curious because Salte is really into card games, and it's awesome to hear that type of perspective, you know. But Oakiess, good Slayer main, it's been a while since I've seen him. Magician Girl, she's a top-notch Asuka in the NA region. I don't think anyone in NA is as good as Magician Girl and Asuka.
Dude, I love reading the Twitch chat because you also have Asian in there talking about how Asuka's also just basically like Leo from Smash. Yeah, it's accurate, except Asuka doesn't have a button that just kills himself.
This is true. But yeah, like 1-for-1 tokens. That's kind of it, yeah. Oh, what a 6k. Able to get the counter hit. Oakiess not really locking up on defense. Won't they go for a mash a lot of time, which isn't a bad idea on Slayer. You do have 5k, you do have a good 2p. But Magician Girl's pretty tight on the offense right now. Not afraid to give you, well, actually afraid to give you a gap is the way to put it. It's just going to hit you every time.
Yeah, so one of the big things in this matchup is for mana efficiency. And making sure that you actually have that stage filled up as much as possible for as long as possible. Because not only do you need it to cast your spells, but you become one of the weakest characters in the game in terms of your health bar, at the very least. And Slayer is one of the highest damage counters in the game. So it's just not a great mix, right? It's like if that gauge reaches 0 against Slayer, it's basically just like a TOD at that point, and you never want to get put into that position. So I think in a lot of situations you want to be playing a lot safer than normal. But you know, you also want to be spending a lot of mana as well to try and zone out Slayer, because one of Slayer's biggest weaknesses is that we want to be going for that linear grounded approach, and because of that, you're very susceptible to getting zoned out by these giant cubes that Asuka uses to litter the screen.
And what's also super interesting, right? I haven't seen anyone else coin it, right? But this matchup's like a 10-10. It's like the pot chip stuff, where it's like, for the most part, Asuka's pretty dominant in the matchup in my mind, right? Has good tools to keep Slayer blocking up, can play to the sky, and Slayer doesn't really have good answers for characters that play in the sky, right? However, if Slayer gets in when there's low mana, he just kills him. He just kills them.
Like we're seeing right here, no mana on the side of Magician Girl, so you gotta be playing very careful. Cannot get hit at all. BRC in. That's gonna be a counter. Great stuff from the Magician Girl. This combo is going to be buying us some time to get that mana back. And now we have the DP. Just gonna spend it immediately. We also have the overhead, which we're going to be using immediately to open up Oakiess. There's a regular overhead there. Just count dust, and we have the meter. I'm actually surprised that combo was able to kill there.
Yeah, I've also seen Hitachi often enter today, but got free win by Ramlethal. Very unfortunate, but you know what? Take part next week. Everyone loves your Nagoriyuki. Oh!
No mana. Magician Girl really banking on the fact that we could have gotten that throw, but instead Magician Girl having to spend that burst in order to negate the damage that we really taking off that combo from Oakiess.
Nice. The pressure's been set up. Oh, decent hit. Mana is low, so we can't really confirm into anything mad. And Oki's taking advantage of that. YRC, get off me. Mana's out. Has to stall as much as possible to avoid any form of bad health deficit. But Oki's just on the mash when he sees 0 mana.
Yeah, I don't think these are the items we want to see. We gotta go switch it to some different cards. Okay, we got some pretty good ones here. We got 2 overheads. Oakiess, we're gonna have to respect that. Super comes out, has to block this. No mana on the side of Magician Girl, so once again has to play this safe. Oh no, are we dead? Oh my.
No, mana's coming back at the perfect timing. However, reset could have did it. So Magician Girl, kind of taking a note from Oki's book, going for a wake up option rather than just blocking out. And you know what? It worked out. Tying is 1-1.
Yeah, so I think Magician Girl might have found one of the weaknesses from Oakiess, and I think it is the defense. Because I've seen Oakiess get opened up by almost every overhead that Magician Girl has thrown out so far, whether it's the spell overhead or it's just the regular tap dust. So I think Oakiess got to be maybe a little bit more ready for those overheads when they do come out, especially paying attention to which cards Asuka has, because that's really one of the main ways to actually react to the overhead, just because it's so fast.
Pressure's being set up. Say keep it safe for the most part, nothing insane, just a whole lot of low pressure. No overheads being represented, but we're backing up. Mana is low, but we're stalled enough so it's safe. But Oakiess has the turn. Amazing challenge with the water cube. Baited!
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, just holding on to this overhead as long as possible. You can still see that right there at the very left of our spell list. And we will block it this time, but not ready for the pressure afterwards from Magician Girl.
Pretty nasty scenario now. Huge advantage. Magician Girl got the burst and got the round start. Now Oakiess in a bit of a deficit, has to defend well, blocking up, not getting caught by anything, but the instant overhead with the JV, making it difficult to defend. And now Oakiess sends the map a hunch. Not a bad idea, but when your opponent's sitting on the bar, it does become one.
Yeah, I think Oakiess is losing a bit of rationality when it comes to Magician Girl, because we're so focused on whenever mana is out, we're like, I want to play so aggressive against this Asuka, that we go for those very simple approaches with the Mappa hunches, and I think Magician Girl's really catching on to that because we're seeing a lot of these drift RCs into the throws to beat it on a startup or just punishing it in general before it can really make an impact. So I think Oakiess maybe wants to play a little more reserved and then wait for Magician Girl to make a mistake because like, I mean, half our kit is gone, or I guess more than half our kit is gone when we don't have that mana. So there's so many less things that you have to worry about.
But there's so many other things that you have to start respecting, right? The offense changes from stagger to like stagger and high low to all of a sudden Asuka isn't doing that, even though we did it right there because we got a bar. A lot of it is staggering into stalling. I want to keep you at bay, I want to keep you busy while I'm doing that. So you getting aggressive and hitting into me while I'm keeping you at bay is a silly mistake. What you should be doing, I know it's harder to do on Slayer, is look for your avenues for a whiff punish, right? Kind of wait for something left, because all Magician Girl's gonna do is try to keep you at bay with all these pokes and stuff, make it whiff, and then get in. A bit more patience will lead to more reward.
Magician Girl always going to be looking for throws as well, because that is one of the best ways to buy time for that mana. Look at that right there. We saw that throw go through, and then immediately had full mana afterwards. You know, pretty decent selection of spells at the moment. We're going to be able to chunk this damage pretty effectively here in our at mana. Not full mana, but we have some mana here. Let's see. Blocks the overhead.
Oh, you're dead.
No, we should have spent the super!
Not even that. I think a Pale Bunker would have did it. But you know what? Tap 5D, that's what it's gonna be. Magician Girl, I believe 2-1 on the score first side, but I could be wrong. I remember it being 2-1. It could be set point, but we're about to find out. Alright, getting a huge start here. Oh, the instant overhead!
Oakiess getting opened up here, and we're just going to recharge as much mana as possible. Asuka, unlike Ramlethal a little bit mentioned earlier, wants to keep the corner because because after our combos, we have time to recharge our mana and to harass opponents with these spells. But unfortunately, I think we're going to be running out of mana very soon here if we continue to take these hits on block and on hit. That's going to be a blood-sucking universe from Oakiess. Guaranteed counter hit on that next hit here for Oakiess if we can find it. But Magician Girl not going to be making it easy, looking for that throw as well. Finally back at full mana and full cards. Finds over the cube, blocking down Oakiess as we continue to push Oakiess further and further to the other side of the stage. Red RC with this wall stick. This should be enough to find the kill and no first.
Says I think that was her first time winning the top 8. For TNS, I'm all like, what? Oh my god, we're listening to this.
Oh, okay, so everyone in the chat is going crazy. Even production is like, what is this name? Dude, have you not seen this name already? This is gaysexlegend himself.
It's not gaysexlegend. It's the end game name.
Oh, is it not? Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, like gaysexlegend, that's the GOAT name. Everybody knows gaysexlegend, right? He's like the boogeyman of NA, right? But that in-game name sure is something else. I will not be saying that, but gaysexlegend I will be saying for sure. But CloverDragon, a great player from Yokai, plays Millia to a very high degree, very top level. So I'm wondering about how it's going to play out for either side. We're already seeing the Millia is popping off with the kill.
Yeah, already looking real good. We saw GSL also try to find an anti-air with the flash as well. That is actually one of the options that we have to try and catch Millia, just because it is such a big move that you can just toss out and hope that Millia blocks. But it didn't end up being the case there as a whiff the last time. But right now, CloverDragon off to a great start, gain that wall break, gain that positive bonus. Actually at full meter that we can utilize here against GSL. Actually not going to be RCing that Capel, so electing to stay here in the corner against this Leo and taking all the damage that comes with it.
What? Good jump on the Capel, but you put yourself in the corner. Very unfortunate. I know gaysexlegend has a lot of leeway to go well with the offense, but the dive in to get the hit, CloverDragon only really needs a couple more good mixes for the win, but a good flash kick to deny that. Oh, and you're dead.
Yeah, not without that burst though. PRC gets the anti-air close slash. No burst from GSL, knowing this combo is not going to be enough to kill. And also maybe not wanting to risk it in this moment. Capel burst! What a perfect burst from GSL! Getting CloverDragon in the corner off it and immediately converting that into a win.
On the positive, your opponent did use burst. So it's a round where both of you do not have it. And Millia is really good when she doesn't have to worry about that resource. If she's able to go a little bit more wild with the offense, go wild with the combos, but getting caught by the right side into the left side, goes low, catches you with the pickup. And that's going to be a super for the wall break. Pretty nasty coming up. I also see we've just blacked it, the name. No.
Oh my god, I am crying.
Yeah. Shock in the video, you know, it'll be easier edit. Yeah, that's gotta wait for a post. I feel sorry for the fella who needs to do that. But oh my god, gaysexlegend getting caught here on the round start. CloverDragon with the throw. I think you go for low here. No, went for the overhead into the mid, into another overhead. I mean, it's working. Good calls.
Alright, 2K2D, red RC actually. Trying to convert that into a combo. You didn't really need that though, because 2K2D will get you into that this setup anyway. You just want to guarantee getting out of the corner, which we did in fact get out of the corner here. Cross up blocks the overhead cross up. I think that's an overhead.
Aye. We'll just say it is. We'll just say it is, because I know I'd have been crouch blocked and got hit. We'll say that much. But CloverDragon taking a decent chunky change. Both of them are basically neck and neck in terms of health, but there's one person that has the advantage. That being Lēʻahi, able to do more damage off of a hit compared to Millia. Millia might need an additional hit, as we see here. Goes for low, gets the hit, but the burst off the table, you need another hit. Oh!
No way! That's not gonna be enough to kill though.
Yeah, you're not dead.
And we couldn't RC off of it either. Maybe, okay, so I think GSL might have also been banking on the fact that the Super would have built up enough meter as well to guarantee the kill. We had to get one more interaction first. It looks like that burst, though, does cement GSL as a hero, however, as we're able to take that round and show that GSL is in control of their own story. But unfortunately, that's going to be unfortunately, that's going to be a whip from that flash kick over, meaning that CloverDragon is able to get a pretty nice set of nicks and OP afterwards.
Backing up the BRC for the BRC. One advantage certainly on the side. Millia goes for right side, baits the flash kick. With the meter, you do have enough damage for the kill, and we're going to see it. Doesn't even need the bar. Good optimization from CloverDragon, but gaysexlegend not out. Burst advantage for them.
Close slash into the Bad Moon. Not gonna block it. Bad Moon doesn't really do too much damage off of TK Bad Moon, but it's valuable for mix and for positioning as well to get GSL into the corner. TK Bad Moon, but when we have some meter, it is certainly much more valuable as we can convert that into that wall break. Very early 6P, but that's one of the biggest strengths of Capel is the fact that you use it to avoid those 6Ps and even punish it afterwards as well because of the projectile property.
Now, even though gaysexlegend is going for Dragon, just happened to be on the money. Played it well, reacted well, and punished.
Oh, early 6P. Lots of these, flash kicks being called out. A lot of these anti-airs being called out by CloverDragon. Just goes to show how tricky of a character Millia is when she's in the air. But once we're on the ground, it is GSL's territory, GSL's land to conquer. CloverDragon getting the cross up, but unfortunately not able to find the opening against GSL just yet. Estes creates some space, but the flash kick from GSL is going to knock CloverDragon into the corner for just a moment until CloverDragon finds that eventual escape.
Good right side mix. Goes for the low, but the flash kick there. Yeah, that was kind of the point that I was making. Like, there you could have baited the flash kick very easily, but went for the low, and it comes out. So, like, you're seeing, sometimes he's going to let it rip. Oh, that's a huge super. Yay, and with the hard knockdown, you can do a lot of tackle for a stagger into a throw, but we're going for the left, right. Well defended from CloverDragon, but not throwing it. Certainly messing up the rhythm.
Ooh, okay, so round start Capel this time going to get blown out by that flash kick from GSL instead.
Oh yeah.
That's actually cancel it though. 5P. Wow, we are looking really good. 6P. CloverDragon's out. We need so many interactions to win this game, though.
Gets a 5P and air and baits the burst. I got lean on
5P.
Back turn 5P.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best 5Ps in the game. But you know what? It comes with a caveat of you need being back turn. Which, is that a problem? Is it a problem being in back turn, Salte Boi? That's what I wonder.
Back turn 5P is like combining 6P with 5P.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it.
It's nutty, and it can go into 5K a low mix. But GSL,
anyways,
getting put to the blender. Is this the up play? Absolutely. But here we go. Left side goes for the low, well defending. CloverDragon certainly defending well against some of these aggressive options. Able to get right back in. Bake the flash kick. Huge punish. Maybe a bit low damage, but I think it'll be enough.
Dude, this flash kick, man. Someone needs to get it. Someone needs to unbind it from this guy's controller, man. But no, I do like the idea behind it, right? Because flash kick can be used in response to these mix-ups from CloverDragon to call out multiple options at once, like we're seeing right there, just because it's so big, catching CloverDragon on the other side when they try to go for the crossing as well. So that's the idea behind using flash kicks so often on defense. And right now, CloverDragon does not have to be worrying about defense at the moment because we are all offense, pumping the gas on the on CloverDragon at the moment, and putting a bit of a vortex in the game of our own on CloverDragon with that almost fake, well, fake cross up into the DRC. Anyways, same side DRC. Okay. 2K, 2D, into the disc, same side. GSL getting hit. Bad Moon taking us to the corner. Full burst on the side of GSL. PRC up. Avoid the flash kick! Counter hit! Okay, but because of the far slash, we couldn't jump cancel off of it, so that was a guaranteed burst from GSL. We're going to be spending it right then in there. Tries to go for a very tricky double air dash, but the flash kick from GSL once again covers those options. Close slash, Bad Moon, RC, take it to the corner. Not gonna be a wall break though. CloverDragon needs to find that one more hit, and we find it off of the close slash. After that whiff flash kick from GSL, flash kick doing so much on defense for GSL, but at the same time, top 24 qualifiers. So this is a pretty big match to be able to win at the moment. It's been such a great set so far. 6P going to get that successful anti-air on CloverDragon, not one we've seen very often. Tries to go for the JH, but the 6P going to actually not even hit CloverDragon, surprisingly enough, just outside of that range. Burst. Okay, but we will be able to PRC the flash kick that time. It was looking a little spooky, but we also had to spend a little bit of meter to stay safe there, so we're not going to be having access to that meter when it comes to playing defense against CloverDragon or offense later in the game. Oh, yeah. I love how CloverDragon stayed in the air, stalled for time, and was able to punish GSL after that stance. Super from her knockdown. And just playing it safe. Great stuff. CloverDragon now on set point. If we win this one, we make it into top 24. Make it into top 24 winner side. Flash kick. Getting the anti-air. 6P getting the anti-air. We're 2 for 2 for anti-airs in this round so far. Back turn now. Finds the low. Overhead this time. Blocks it out. CloverDragon stalling in the air with a propel. But now we're back into the corner. Move lift. This is CloverDragon's opportunity to start to play our game against GSL. Trying to bait out that first for just a moment, but GSL not going to spend it waiting for the post-wall break situation. Positive bonus on the side of CloverDragon. Whiffs the flash kick, and that is massive there. We see CloverDragon trying to play around that burst with the far slash red RC, but no burst comes out from GSL, and GSL not having to spend it means that we're probably going to be having it for this next round because CloverDragon does not want to spend this burst to save this round. We're going final game, final round here, y'all. So 2K, and that's 4 JH, blocking it out, getting that 2K 2D guaranteed, and no, you cannot flash hit that because of how active that disc is. going to be a burst bait from CloverDragon, looking even better, stripping GSL of a very important resource, so you can't even use it as a defensive burst anymore. And you do have a little bit of meter after this wall break, but with so little health, how are you going to be able to spend it? Flash kick is probably going to be likely, or a super to do a decent amount of damage here to CloverDragon. Not going to be the most, however, but it's going to be putting us into a nice situation where now we are in back here. Now we have the corner for CloverDragon, knowing exactly how to play around it. Goes for the jump up into the JH as we fall down, catching GSL and winning CloverDragon the game 3-2.
Looking forward to see how this plans out.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, I feel like I maybe disagree with that. I feel like the neutral's a lot stronger from you.
Disagree.
How fast she is. And I think like a lot of the range options that Testament usually wants to throw out actually are very tough to use against Millia. But you know, I'm ready to.
No, I see it.
iDom is able to.
I see it. I'm just glazing how good the full screen scenarios can be. So you may be right on that aspect that, like, of course the speed does wonders, but I'm like, active hitboxes with where they can cover might work wonders, but we're going to find out as we see Walter already at the lower health point and just let the full screen start to come into play. Beautiful JD confirmed from iDom, and that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see how quickly they covered that space.
Yeah, another key thing that we have to keep in mind as well is that because of how Millia is so fast at closing these distances, you want to leave the option of the Succubi up longer than maybe you normally want to, so that if you want to crow, you still at least have the option later to teleport if Millia gets too close for comfort.
Pulling it down. With the same state, unfortunately missing the JS, but being put into the blender yet again. iDom not afraid about blocking up, but challenged. PRC then between all that, catching with the overhead and sending another mixture away, and it is the right side. YRC bait Walter. Not only did mental stack to a fantastic degree with the left overhead, right overhead, the low and all that stuff, but then sees the meter and went like, you're gonna YRC. Beautiful cops.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing the weak defense that you sort of mentioned earlier, right? Because our buttons aren't very fast. 6P being one of our best tools is unfortunately not a great Abari option. And your only reversal super is very slow. So a lot of times, like Walter can be stuck in a move, but actually recover fast enough to be able to block it afterwards. So you can't rely on that as a crutch.
Like, they used to have one of the better defenses in the game, right? Like, they had the 2K. The 2K is insane. It was one of the 2Ks of the game. People started coining the phrase DLC 2K, right? But now it's not that anymore. It really isn't. Oh, good heckin' fun, though. A lot of damage could have been deleted by the burst off the table from Walter. But we are getting tied up here. Look at that.
Yeah, and you see that teleport coming through. Using that getaway option, great first movement, 6P, being that great button to wall out, Walter here.
Burst, well placed. However, danger catches you with a jump in, and that's gonna be death because of the bar.
Yeah, teleporting right into the JH, and you know Walter was expecting it as well by going for that neutral jump JH like so.
That was down to the wire. That was really down to the wire. It's kind of like what me and you were both saying about the matchup, right? Testament will dominate in terms of that full screen scenario, but you're right with the way Millia can get there with the speed. The speed is certainly making up for these a bit more awkward scenarios, I suppose. Yeah. So it's interesting.
And because of that, it means that iDom is opting to go for options that cover more, opting to go for moves that cover more options from Millia. And what I mean by that is we're going a lot for these aerial skulls, right? Because the problem with grounded skulls is that they're very slow, and while they're very big, they're very slow, and they don't really cover the best angles against Millia. So you want to go for the aerial ones, even if it can be a little more committal by being in the air. But here we go.
You think you'd have enough time to 6-speed there with the RC, but no, not the case, and iDom cashes out. That's a decent bit though. Yeah, it's a decent bit though. You do have the positive bonus, so eventually you should be able to chip out or get the final hit with that bar meter. But no, still has to build it up, and Walter just playing the patient game, but the // catching a jump back. I have to assume That was a jump attempt there that was caught.
2K2D Artemis. Stuff to Walter. Finding that early conversion. Walking it out. / Red RC moving forward, picking up that combo against iDom.
Goes low, but challenges out. iDom defending well in these rare instances and getting a lot off of it. And now with Testament sending it through the wall, able to apply the Stain State. But what are you gonna do with it? Probably go for a throw? No, goes low and gets back thrown. This is deadly. Walter can really win off of this momentum. Goes low, not enough damage to do it, but that resets certainly well. iDom getting sent through the wall. Walter pulling it back, and not only that, burst advantage. Even though it's minuscule, still a huge advantage.
Yeah, and Millia going to be spending that burst. Should be coming back later on in this round at the very least. Oh yeah, we didn't have another succubi up, so we couldn't get the crow once again. Continuing to pop this crow, getting rid of the succubi, so we don't have the option to teleport if we need to use it. Okay. Also these two S's coming out to space out Walter, trying to go for that grounded approach. Teleport out. Now Walter's in the corner, 6P with that Stain State means that iDom has guaranteed the core and has guaranteed the round win along with it. 1-1 between these two players. Walter has been setting the pace of this match for pretty much this entire set, but iDom in that last round looks so clean.
I think iDom is starting to get a bit more of a footing. Like, iDom is one of those players, right? Is like, he already comes into the set adapted, is the way to put it, right? He already comes in well aware of what you might need to do in the matchup, and then through a game or two, understands fully what he needs to do in the matchup. And I think that's going to be a key thing as this continues. But here we are, deciding to hold in the screen space. 2K2D able to chip away at the health bar a wee bit, but Walter still looking for an avenue, going for a lot of mids, probably try to catch some type of jump out or teleport, as iDom does represent that decent bit on defense. Nice overhead into the RC, the 2K to whip in time for the close slash pickup, and the amount of damage you're getting off of an overhead is quite absurd. I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot for an unreactable overhead. Oh, that was sublime. No other way of putting it. You see the disc setup, you think it's JH, it's not JH, so that means the next option is empty load. iDom is ready for it, but the delayed JD catching the overhead so nicely. Again, it's sublime. Only way to put it. Holding the screen space. Again, iDom, he's good at doing this. Into the throw. The Grave Reaper for the 6H sets up the Crow. What a 5K beat with the stain, and confirms even from that distancing on the money iDom is. He sends you through the wall. We are back to that mid screen with the Stain State, and now Walter has to defend well. Gets caught by the bar slash, no confirmed, but iDom just needs that final hit. Could find it.
Oh, Artemis whipping, that is big though. iDom going to be able to contest that space once again. Artemis punished. Just finding a lot of small hits. Here's going to be a combo into the disc.
Nope.
iDom, the lead is starting to slip away. Walter spending the meter onto the winger. That might not be the best decision. We get the hard knockdown, which guarantees us a bit of Oki, but we also lose out on the meter for RC later on. 2P mash, getting out, finding a small combo, getting a little bit of damage, but stopping the run in just a moment, going for a move. And that gave iDom the ability to punish with the Arbiter sign.
And that was such a peculiar scenario as well, because iDom could have punished that throw attempt, and it didn't happen. It was so weird, and now you have to give up burst. You don't have that burst advantage into this next round. It could cost you not having that, but we're about to find out as we do have the corner inlock. This is good for iDom, but what a run of bar slash from Walter.
6P knocking Walter back to mid screen in the high arbiter sign, finding a small hit there against Walter. High arbiter sign staying the MVP here for iDom. Now, yeah, 6P didn't work, so 6P4 to continue to keep this pressure going against Walter, to keep them locked down for as long as possible. That could have been really scary there, as Walter got into the dead spot of the high skull, but unfortunately Walter not able to take full advantage of the situation.
Oh god, jumping back. You can really tell both of them really don't want to commit too hard until Walter with the run up close slash. No pick up off the RC. Beats the burst. Even sat there for a substantial amount of time waiting for that burst, Salte Boi. My goodness.
Yeah, and we also saw it earlier with that PRC. That was another burst bait attempt there from Walter trying to get it out of iDom. But at that moment, it was either burst or die. And iDom chose to spend that burst. And unfortunately for iDom, Walter knew that it was coming. It was going to come eventually. So great stuff to Walter. Now has the lead over iDom yet again, 2-1. Could potentially take it 3-1 here if we keep that momentum going. But man, every single time iDom is bringing Walter down to the wire, but Walter is constantly threading the needle and making it through this flurry of projectiles, whether it's the schools, whether it's the pros, or whether it's the Arbiter signs at full screen.
Boy, huge pickup. Through the wall, he only put 40, maybe 50% there. The run-up Turkey, very greedy option there when iDom does have the buttons for the space and gets the 2K2D yet again. Left side, Walter probably going to look for a cheeky right side reset very soon, I can sense it. Oh no, same side into the overhead! Oh my god. Walter on set point with the burst advantage and maybe saying goodbye to iDom from winner's side, but who knows?
Yeah, what a round. iDom, I don't know if you want to use it on like a deflect shield or not. I think we're just going to hold on to it for first when we eventually get that back for this round. But man, it's definitely looking difficult. 2P, we get the bad moon, the RC extension, finds the throw as well. That's going to be H-disc into the regular JH overhead. iDom not blocking the low. Walter getting such a huge lead right now. Walter, iDom though, they're going to be finding that 2K2D into the stain. Teleport to the side, trying to find that hit. Does find it with the 6P, but unfortunately not within the range for the scythe to be able to connect and keep that pressure on Walter.
And now the health is in a struggle point. One mix ought to do it, 5k to stay safe with the mids. And now we've got you at Death's Door, one good hit ought to do it. And the S-disc is what it's going to be. The disc is stronger than the scythe in this scenario.
I don't think like one is inherently better than the other. But I'm just saying that level 3 blood is pretty darn good. Especially if you get to... Well, especially if you get to level 3 blood before the other Nagoriyuki, right? Because once again, your frame data becomes better, your reach becomes better, and that makes it so that you're going to be out-poking the opposing Nagoriyuki, and they have to go for bigger risks with Fukio, with Beyblade in order to close that distance.
I mean, you may be right, level 3 blood did do a lot there, but it did allow TestYourLuck to tank that combo, because as you know, lower blood means Nagoriyuki is tankier, and he has access to more of his blood, so it's so interesting to see how this flips, because I haven't seen this mirror in so long. It has been ages since I've seen a Nagoriyuki mirror.
Nagoriyuki is not played as much as we expect for this character nowadays.
Oh, that's a 5k
big,
star.
heavy
That's a 5k star.
6H. Okay,
the credit card.
Credit card, yep. Backdash out, going to get punished by Kapa. We're back here at full screen. Neither player wanting to press first. Deflect shield,
punish.
baited out. TestYourLuck couldn't get a hit off that 6H, however. And into the blood-sucking universe from half court away. TestYourLuck taking that round, and there it is. Another blood-sucking universe coming through.
2k star, by the way.
Here.
2k star. Oy. Huge Beyblade attempt. Able to get in. Backs up because we've got the blood to back up. But TestYourLuck gets in with the close slash. Decent hit. Taking you down to the ARF. Tap 5D. Missing out is what it is. Not confirmed.
That's going to be a burst. Keeping Kapa in the corner. Gold burst. Going to get blocked. Oh no, we just threw away the burst. Just like that. TestYourLuck now just has full range to just press these buttons here on the Sir Kapa. And that's going to be a trade that is far more favorable to TestYourLuck as they take game number 1 here for Canada.
Ooh. Where are you from, Salty? You from America or Canada?
I'm from America. You want to guess which state? You got 50.
Nah, there's 50 of them, so I'm gonna be there for a bit.
What's the first one? What do you think of me?
I'm thinking, cause like I'm not hearing too much of an accent, so I don't think Southern. If I had to guess, if I went with something like oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. There's so many states, bro.
Well, one thing I do know for sure is that both the Nagoriyukis are at level 3 blood, and TestYourLuck is currently in the lead, dominating Sir Kapa at the moment. But that's going to be a monumental back throw that's going to be reversing the momentum. But a big whip from Sir Kapa makes it that TestYourLuck can get a back throw and a response. Really, it's just a war to see who gets that corner, and whoever gets that corner really is just able to keep it.
Is that a decent guess? Washington. That's what I'm thinking. Kansas? I'm just being chat. Louisiana. Let's go with that.
No. 5K gets that punish. Far slash.
New York.
Oh my god, my video keeps lagging.
Yeah,
keep it going, Panda.
It's chunking for me as well. New York. Can I go with that?
No, it's not New York.
I have no idea. I mean, there's so many states.
So many states and not enough frames in our video footage because I just saw like
fine though.
You know,
the stream is fine.
Panda, you know what it was like? You know those memes of you know, like the one player gets like the hit and then it just flashes to the windscreen? That's what we just saw. I kid you not, y'all chat. That's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, from our end, it's not really, it's a wee bit, like, laggy right now, but we'll get back to it. California? I don't think it's California.
No.
The DP round start?
No, I think, Panda, we're going to have to shelve it for just a bit because TestYourLuck actually might just get 3 games in a row here to just finish off the set. So we're going to be having plenty of time to talk about which state I'm from. But right now, we can talk about the state that TestYourLuck is currently in because Sir Kapa is the one dominating this round instead. We got the credit score on lock at level 3. But
what's that
might be coming back to bite us here. TestYourLuck, very low on health. Sir Kapa as well. Both players a touch away, and Sir Kapa gets their grubby fingers there on TestYourLuck, throwing them into the corner and throwing them, launching them into the next round.
Oi, big hit, reset. 2S into the credit card. This is huge. Kappa just stopped the blood pop, but you need a command grab because I think you're going to pop after this is done. Yeah, and TestYourLuck plays the same character, not looking at the screen. That's all I can say there, brother. You need to look at the blood. You know what your guy does. Oh, good hit for the backdash, and that should be death. TestYourLuck now on set point. Sir Kapa about to be facing loser side, but I'd like to see him get a top 8 for TNS. He's been working hard for it. He really has.
TestYourLuck just holding this right here. Oh no! Panda, no! No, not like this!
It's not good, brother. It's not good. I mean, was higher blood better there?
Sorry to people who live in Oklahoma, but I'm sure they don't like it either. Anyways, what I do like is the fact that we have our next setup here. Winners of semis, and this is going to be our very first set of top 8. Walter versus OoeyGooeyChewySnickers, who actually took out Red Ditto 3-2 to make it into the spot. Walter also off to a great run. I'm excited to see who's going to be able to make winner's side our winners finals here. Who's going to be the victor? Right now, OoeyGooeyChewySnickers is the one that's currently in the lead. Look at the damage that we're seeing off of this combo.
Boy. Chunky bit for sure. And it's been a while since I've seen OoeyGooey. He's one of my personal favourites on Anji. Very methodical is the way to put it. But Walter, we just saw them a moment ago, really quick against iDom. But here we go, going for the left side, catches with the hit, gets the low into the RC, and now comboing away, looking for a right side, gets it. And OoeyGooey's getting put into the blender. Do we see a parry super anytime? No, we don't get to. The burst? Wait, never mind.
We'll see the burst, however. Really confident that we can take this round because we just need that one hit. But even though we found that hit with the 6P, we weren't ready to convert off it with that red RC. Wow. And Walter knowing that it was a fool's errand to burst in that sequence because OoeyGooeyChewySnickers has so many opportunities to be able to burst bait. Walter did not go for an OoeyGooey. Now with the lead over Walter, does not have burst. Walter does have burst on the table and will be getting that 2D as well. Not going to go for the disc setup, instead going for the Capel cross up and then going for the regular JH cross up right there. Bad moon attempt, but a great backdash from OoeyGooey. Going to be able to punish it immediately afterwards.
Yeah, it looks like he also had a setup there. It was very interesting. Far slash into red RC2H. Appeared to be a frame trap or something. Don't know what, but like I haven't seen Anji's do that. Maybe OoeyGooey's on a different level. Oh, the old red. Into the parry super, but it's not good. 1 minus 2, so you are safe. That is positive.
Yeah, and that, funnily enough, that parry actually kind of auto-corrected there in response to the Capel. OoeyGooey.
It's insane because Walter had a punish there. If you interrupt them before that hit there, you can't punish them, but you've got to be on the money. You got to be there.
This super gonna do his job here. Walter evening things up here in game number 1. 5K round start from OoeyGooey into the 6P again. Walter avoiding all of them. So many 6Ps being tossed out from OoeyGooey. None of them landing, but it is an option that you want to represent to be able to keep Walter out of the air, or at least avoiding certain sections of the air in the process.
Boy,
actually chases Walter down.
I do want to say this, right, before we get heavily into the set. Right now, in loser side top 12, we have Jack fighting Red Beetle. So you're only going to see one or either player. You're going to see Robo-Ky or the Ramlethal. That's insane. That's like an EVO Grand Finals. That's like an Arc Alter Grand Finals right there. That's happening in loser side 12. Insane. Oh god. But you're getting so much off of that combo. The bait!
Oh my god.
Yeah, how are we feeling about this bracket? There's so many upsets today, huh?
I mean, dude, here's the thing, Panda. It is a given that's always going to be a great bracket. It's always going to be a great bracket. Every single time we tune into TNS, we say it every single time, but we really do mean it. And I'm loving how this top 8 is shaping out so far. On winner's side, once again, we have the OoeyGooey versus Walter matchup that we're watching right now. But on the other side, we actually have Lasagna Slayer and Test Your Luck coming up very soon. So the Nagoriyuki Goldlewis is a matchup to look forward to. And like you said, down there on losers, we have so much competition vying for those final 4 spots. Butterfly set, OoeyGooey now going for the pressure with the Fujin, whiffing that move though, so Walter able to find a little bit of the damage, but OoeyGooey denying that and guaranteeing the corner with that burst set.
Yeah, I mean with the corner unlocked as well, OoeyGooey can go a little wild here. Going for a lot of Fujin empties, well where Walter's willing to respect them. And just like that, the stagger gameplay is starting to shine even more. Time to go through the wall, you're dead. Also, Umisho's been knocked out as well. No Lēʻahi fang from that side. Insane. Insane bracket today.
See Ooey going for a lot of these safe round starts with the 5K. And Walter just playing around it, not wanting to contest Ooey on the ground at the very least, instead trying to go for these window approaches more often.
Ooh, love that chunky setup here we got, but we're still into it. Gets the throw, sets up the butterfly into the bird, and that's gonna be stagger central. Looking for a hit, gets the overhead, and with the RC with the pickup, should be able to sell some. But look out for the burst there in those final moments. Good recognition from OoeyGooey.
Now with the positive, a bonus, and a wall break, we are being rewarded. You have to be worried about the full meter from Walter. We saw the PRC, but we still have just enough for another RC afterwards if we choose to spend it. Burst still on the table, but doesn't have to spend it as Ooey is trying to bait it out. Gold Burst comes out. We have positive bonus. Walter, what can we do here? PRC going for the mix, going for the combo. 2D into the disc. Oh my god, and Ooey's not blocking it out. We saw meter for a super, but we're not going to let that parry super rip here. YRC instead comes out, and Walter is ready to be able to punish it and bait it out. What an insane play there from Walter. Right there, towing the line between life and death and winning that round, preventing Ooey from being that 2-0 lead.
Oh, huge counter. Right side gets the counter yet again. Walter finding his openings here and there. Tries to make more out of it. BRC, that's a huge counter hit, but couldn't beat the burst in time. Definitely want to look for it in those final moments with the RC. Certainly going to get it. Dominating round. I think that was a perfect. Yeah, beautifully done to go 1-1.
Yeah, just so much back and forth here coming in from all of these players. And we're going to be seeing a lot of it. We've been seeing a lot of it pre-top 8, but we're going to be seeing a lot more of it during top 8 as well. And this is the first example of it. OoeyGooey taking game 1, Walter taking game 2. Potentially see a game 5 between these two players.
What am I reading?
Many candy have veins. Yeah, we're going to put that in the YouTube pod.
What?
I mean, you're not wrong, but you don't have to word it that way. 5K 2D into the S disc for that push away there against OoeyGooey creating that distance.
Oh, good knockdown. Into the burst. But Walter does have that screen advantage so far, but the 6P well to deny. Anji does have one of these 6Ps in the game, probably in the top 3. Very good 6P, so representing this matchup against the far slash, jumps in, all that type of stuff, it'll work wonders.
Right, into the disc super. There should be the wall break. Yes, the wall break. But it's a bit unfortunate that we needed the wall break to get the kill because that does give OoeyGooey a lot of that burst back. So we'll be having it at the start of this round.
Fuji! Wow! Just let it rip and Walter just letting it happen. Gets hit again by a close slash me. Is there potential controller disconnect? Oh, yeah, no. I was thinking the exact same thing. And OoeyGooey was like, hold up, I just landed 2 mids in a row. Something's up.
Well, come on. Come on, that's normal, Millia.
Yeah, Millia don't defend.
They always try to like fuzzy jump or something.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she got a good jump for it. She do got a good jump. But we are seeing some controller issues. Hopefully we're continuing on as we see Walter blocking up. I do like the respect from OoeyGooey, but I also do like the self-respect to be all like, yeah, but I still got a turn here though, you know what I mean?
2K2D, that was a very deep run in off of that 2K2D. And looks like we're paying off here for Walter. Yeah, losses these 6Ps from OoeyGooey, and Walter continuously playing around them with these propels and turbo falls. Propel there. That's one of the big problems with trying to meet Walter up into the air because of that big hitbox that propel presents. There it is, turbo fall to get around the 6P. You know, 6P is great, but Walter is starting to get a hang of the situation and starting to do a great job at avoiding them. Winger comes out. Is this going to connect? Yes, it will. Will be enough damage. No, it will not.
No.
5K though.
Yeah, I mean, you 5K will put in the work, but that super may as well heal your opponent, you know. Good run from Walter. On set point. On the positive is winner side, so OoeyGooey will still be in the bracket, even if getting knocked out. But yeah, this is not looking good for OoeyGooey. But on the positive, it looks like Jack will be in loser side top 8. We'll be seeing the Robo-Ky today. Unfortunately, Red Ditto was the sacrifice, getting knocked out of today's bracket before making top 8. Insane tournament. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because normally Red Ditto is the favorite to win these tournaments, but Jack, despite not being on the Happy Chaos from what you've been talking about here, is you know, still winning and still making do here. Okay, Walter, already looking good there, getting that burst out of OoeyGooey. Also, that spin looking good too, getting through the far slash from Walter. Dude, I didn't block that.
I like the patience here, not getting too aggressive. The call was not the play. Oh my god, you just did the got his ass gift. That's so unfortunate, and now Walter takes advantage.
Alright. Sending Walter to the wall. Walter almost at full meter, going to spend half of it on BRC. Not going to be finding any reward off it, however. Tries to go for the low, but the spin from OoeyGooey does guarantee a knockdown off the fish follow-up. And that's going to be the super, locking Walter out of any potential burst and getting that guaranteed knockout.
You're absolutely deep there. Well played from OoeyGooey. Just dumping the meter. Not even letting Walter have an opportunity to think about the burst. I'm a big fan of that. Oh god. I'm a big fan of the fan.
So many capels in a row here. Hoping that one of them hits OoeyGooey. None of them will connect though, but we still find that combo that we are looking for. Walter. Respecting the fusion, and then just going for the neutral jump. JH, that's been working in the past in that Testament matchup against iDom, is going to work here against OoeyGooey.
Decent knockdown, even though these are low scaling starters, still taking advantage of the offense. Very nice. And here we go, Walter on set point. Both sides have burst. Just going to utilize it. OoeyGooey goes first. Hopefully he can make a good situation out of it. But not going to be the case. Now you're out of a burst and put into the Millia blender. Worst case scenario, but able to escape with a good FD backdash. But no, you're right back in.
Oh my god, and that is actually just going to be the same side. JH, OoeyGooey probably expecting the cross-up, but not seeing it. Walter with such a massive lead, not going to get a perfect as it gets denied by OoeyGooey's 2Ps, but that is the start of a comeback. Can we get that comeback is the real question here. Walter having to respect the follow-up after the butterfly, and doesn't have to respect OoeyGooey anymore as OoeyGooey just spent that first. Going to be able to spend meter on a super if we find this hit though, so Walter going to have to stay strong. 2K2D into the Lush Shaker to stay safe. Triple fall cap hell, and the JS connect, and the JS connects. So we just need that one final mix-up, and we do find a simple cross-up off of the H disc, and Walter with a 3-1 takes it. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but I know for a fact that Lasagna Slayer is not on the Goldlewis, instead favoring the Venom in this matchup. Very interesting, going for a bit of a less aggressive approach and not wanting to deal with the Sword normals from Nagoriyuki, instead favoring these pool balls to be able to create some distance and cover space on the screen.
I understand not playing Goldlewis into this. Nagoriyuki is very tricky to fight in both forms, whereas I think if we get to higher blood, Venom has good answers for both states. As we can see here, already going for the super. Lasagna Slayer is a dual main in both of these characters, so you're not seeing someone who's not used to Venom. You're seeing a Venom expert, so do not be downplaying his Venom. That's all I'm going to say now. Oh my god.
So Venom's a very interesting character because a lot of times I will say Venom in this game. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Can we just? Yeah, we can just kill it here.
Yeah.
Okay, as I was saying, oftentimes with Venom, it feels like you're playing Dark Angel, the character.
Yeah.
Where you're just popping that super whenever you get 50 meters, because it literally is the win neutral tool. So we're gonna be seeing that a lot here from Lasagna Slayer, and sometimes to our deficit, because you see we popped it right there, and TestYourLuck is like, yeah, no, I can just goes right onto it, despite it being this omniscient projectile that will kill almost every single one of my actions.
All of the denials. They're very scary. Approaching that screen space, gets the hit with the JH. Lasagna Slayer getting a lot of damage off that, surprisingly, just due to the high blood. And now TestYourLuck trying to hold the screen, get denied every time. No install for you into the super, and we have stopped the blood from popping. Oh, what a scoop!
Oh wow, you're going through, gain the overhead.
Wait, the
Find
blood
connection there on TestYourLuck. Lasagna Slayer continuing build up this pressure. We don't have enough meter though, so we can't keep this going for as long as we like. 2H being a threat that we have to deal with. TestYourLuck now getting the credit card swipe, trying to close the distance with those Fukios, trying to get it before that blood popped, and he could not find it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was finesse from Lasagna Slayer. The constant jump backs was genuinely genius. Well aware that TestYourLuck was gonna get super aggressive for the blood, and we're like, you know what? I'll wait and see. I'd prefer to just wait and see, and it worked. It was genius.
That's going to be a big hit here for TestYourLuck. Oh, trying to end it with the clone. Not going to find it though because Lasagna Slayer is just a little too high up. TestYourLuck though with a huge health lead at the moment, and it's going to get even wider off of that counter hit. Gets the knockdown, gets this pressure, blood sucking universe into the RC to find the combo. TestYourLuck going to keep it simple, ending it with the double 6-8. Okay, before we go to this next round, I just saw someone say SFX Street Fighter 6. I'm going to say that Street Fighter 6 themes sound like Mario Odyssey. I need you to not chat.
Oh, is that disrespectful to
like
Mario Odyssey?
I see what you're trying to say with like the horns, but we can't say they're on the same level, man. Or we can't be comparing the two at the very least.
Like, I don't care about Odyssey, but there's some tunes I would like to listen to, so you're not wrong in that aspect. Whereas like most of Street Fighter is like skip, skip, skip. Oh, Jamie theme, that's a banger. Skip, skip, skip. Oh, Ryu theme, that's decent. Skip, skip, skip. Alex, both of Alexes, like, you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm not gonna say like all Nintendo games are great, but like you're calling me the defense force. Compare Mario Odyssey to Street Fighter 6 music. Like, am I crazy right now? Like, no way we're comparing the two. Lasagna Slayer back to the Goldlewis, and Venom was not working, instead going back to what feels comfortable. You know, can be a little bit of a trickier matchup, but you do have options like Skyfish be able to catch TestYourLuck if he gets zoned out a little bit too often.
And there is also one huge positive. Goldlewis is a damage dumper. So if you do manage to hit Nagoriyuki at high blood, it's not the Venom case where you've got to be happy with about 30-40%. You're able to delete a lot more. With meter there, that would have killed, you know?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't think that's a very you don't normally see that Behemoth come out very often. But it is valuable as a counter poke option just because of its long reach compared to other Behemoths.
Yeah, the hitbox is very fast. Is the way to put it. It's got
the frame data is just not the best.
It's not. It's not. Oh, nice. That should be a super through the wall. I'm also seeing someone mention Capcom versus SNK2. That is a banger soundtrack. Not a bad song on there. But TestYourLuck. Looking for good offense, but what a miss time on the command grab. Oh no, just got defend up.
Slash pressure. Oh, actually finds their way to the other side. TestYourLuck not wanting to stay in there in the corner. Gets hit by the Behemoth, and that is going to be pretty rough here. Drone continuing to lock down TestYourLuck into the fully charged down with the system. That should most definitely be enough, finding the damage we need and sending TestYourLuck flying. Lasagna Slayer looking way more comfortable here on the Goldlewis as opposed to the Venom.
And it's cool to see that the Venom beforehand, it wasn't as if Venom wasn't working. It was just like kind of a testing ground, because if Venom did work, you probably rock it. Test the Goldlewis now instantly, which I love, by the way. I like it when players go like, I've lost one game, I'm going to test now. I'm going to swap now. Because as soon as you lose another game, you can't like go back and forth anymore. You can't do that. So I like the fact Lasagna Slayer has made the early change, because it's worked out and it was clever.
All right, game number 3. Both players now back on even footing. The question is now who's going to be taking the lead this time. Will it be Lasagna Slayer with this newly selected Goldlewis, or will it be TestYourLuck? TestYourLuck, though, reacting to that Behemoth perfectly with that sweep, and is going to be taking Lasagna Slayer all the way to the other side, to the East Coast here. We're in Florida, but Lasagna Slayer says, get me out! TestYourLuck trying her best to block this pressure. And that's going to be the reversal coming out. But Lasagna's there, ready for it, baiting it out, and that's just going to be dead. Yeah, no way you live for it.
Yeah, I did the optimal and everything. Very nice. Able to block it. One of my favorite changes about this patch, supers being counter hit punishable, means that you can do your biggest boy combo when you see a super get punished. Oh!
Oh, okay, no, we weren't close enough to be able to find that conversion off of the other DT, but that 5H is just going to crush TestYourLuck's legs. I can feel the bones breaking on that character as Lasagna Slayer breaks the little wall, finds that positive bone, uses Skyfish to create so much distance and drain so much FP there from TestYourLuck, and now we are in chip range, which is exactly where Goldlewis wants to be because of the fact all of the Behemoth type things do so much chip damage if they get blocked. And now you got an FD for your life right here. You got an FD for your life. It's coming. It's coming. There's no way we win this.
God damn. I also love the laser check. Like you sent the laser out, you've stopped them like thinking about what to do next, and then you just use the minigun as if to say like, no, get back in there, big man. Get back. You're not approaching on me. It's not happening. And because of that, it allowed Lasagna Slayer to basically just gain full control. Number domination from there.
Yeah, Goldlewis is one of the one of the interesting characters in the cast because of the way that he has alternate win conditions, where he can play for chip kills a lot of the time. And so I like how Lasagna Slayer, when we know that we can find the chip kill, plays around that and basically pushes TestYourLuck into this position where it's kind of just guarantees, it's like a checkmate that you win because TestYourLuck has to block the move and it just gets chipped out in the end, or loses all that meter that we could use on defense.
It's like make your choice and it leads to the same place. Death. Oi. Good pick up into the side swap, and with the drone in play into the overhead, going for the 2-piece stagger option. Not going to get anything, but on the positive, you have made your opponent give up meter on the wire seat. But on the negative, that's TestYourLuck getting started.
We do have full security gauge, so we could choose to pop out drum. We want to be careful though, because of the Fukio bite that TestYourLuck attempted to go for it. Look at that, TestYourLuck whipping it, and Lasagna Slayer winning the round in the process. So it was a good idea from Lasagna Slayer to not to commit to anything, instead play very patient.
Wow, an instant blood
moment.
pop. Not blood pop, sorry, install. You see that? Instantly popped it just to gain level 3 normals. Not working out though. Oh god.
Draining TestYourLuck of all of that meter, and now all of that health as well, cashing out on whatever risk that we're able to build up. And the Lasagna Slayer not able to get the kill just yet, but TestYourLuck in dire straits. And this is what this is what I talked about before. We're in that checkmate scenario where
he just
can't
accepted
really do
it.
anything.
Ooh, I raise you, Spellbreaker.
Spellbreaker. I raised.
Oh no, break a spell. I messed up the letter. Yeah,
I was
break a spell.
I'm trying to think of it. I'm like, I'm gonna trust that you said the right song.
Yeah, I did not say that right. Yeah, no, listen to me LARPing. No, break a spell.
All right. Break a spell. What about Holy Order?
Need to break. Ooh, I raise you Holy Orders question mark.
Okay, we don't need to go that far.
But here we
go.
go.
You're on the test of it. We have the scissors on the Anji, like we mentioned before, and there is the spin being one of the very annoying tools that Tessin is going to have to deal with. For longer reaching blunts, are going to kind of be nullified in a lot of these situations because of the existence of that one move.
Oh, very nice, sending at the side. Should even get a lot of damage off of it. And of course, Scissors, she's off to a fantastic start, able to put on the pressure, gets the Fujin hit. Decided to stick in with more Fujin offense, well defended. But Fubuki manages to jump out.
With that teleport.
Oh,
yeah. Walking into the parry. Okay, yeah, pretty clean round going to Scissors. But you don't know how long this is going to last, right? So we can definitely try to take this back here. That was just one round, and we're going to teleport back to full screen, trying to get out of range of this Anji. Scissors playing so aggressive, not wanting to give Fubuki any time to breathe here. Hit by the crow, we are in that stain state, but Fubuki trying her best to be able to proc that stain and not able to find it. Scissors the one to find that hit, find that conversion instead, into the super. Positive bonus for a knockdown. Huge health lead right now. Testman not known to do the most damage, so we'll be having our work cut out for us.
Yeah. Oh, what a teleport to the left side. Fubuki able to do a lot of that, setting up the crow. Not going to get the anti-air off that 5k, and that's allowing Scissors to go hog wild, but no, the defense on both sides, back and forth, beats the burst!
Dude, I need to talk about that 5k, because holy moly, the idea of anti-airing Scissors with that 5k was so smart, but Scissors right back at Fubuki. The air dash lasted just long enough to the air where we avoided it, but also outspaced it so that we could punish it afterwards. Immaculate spacing coming in there from Scissors, and already off to a fantastic start here. Won a game on the board and looking to get further and further into this bracket despite being on loser's side.
Yeah, that's damn what a round. Scissors is a player that I will say I'm a bit more biased towards, because I've seen her grow throughout the scene. She's been taking part in a ton of back brawl. She's like our current multi-time champion right now. So I'm like, I want to see her do well in today's TNS, but Fubuki, hell of a player. I believe getting top 1 about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Using the crow on the succubi, getting that stain state and applying onto the Scissors, but right now we're just playing that runaway game, trying to get outside of the grasp of Scissors at the moment, even towing the line on negative penalty even. Danger states. No Arbiter find that combo against Scissors. Scissors we just need to play a little bit patient here. Or maybe just book it here. And book it is exactly what we do, dashing right in front of Fubuki's face. But also realizing that Fubuki is training so many of these teleports together that Scissors stopped for a moment to see if Fubuki was going to go for that teleport. Saw that the teleport came out and then confirmed the KO.
Oh god. Goes for the Virgin, chases with the far slash, gets the overhead. What challenge, back to back, gets the air throw. Scissors, she's brought you down to the earth. But a lot of these folks really denying the run-ups a lot of the time. Scissors having to get very committal and look for these run-up 2Ds, for example.
You know what this
Shimmy?
feels like?
What does it feel like?
This matchup is really just feel like, at least with how these players are playing, Scissors is like the bull and Fubuki is the matador. Where we have like the red blanket or red curtain that we're using to like teleport around Scissors, and Scissors is like, oh, you're on the other side now, time to chase you down. Oh, you teleport to the other side, gotta chase you down again.
Yeah.
And, Fubuki, yeah, try your best to stay alive, but
it's like cat and mouse, I suppose is the way to put it. Like, it's very give and chase. Oh yeah, this is losers. Yeah, this is losers. Fubuki had a bit of a rough one, I believe, in about top 24. I'll take a look at the history. And Scissors has been having a losers run for quite the bit in today's bracket.
But right now, Fubuki's run might just come to an end. Scissors right now with a 2-0, threatening that 3-0. If we keep this momentum going, took a minute to breathe, took a minute to try to think about how we're going to be changing up our gameplay, our approach to this matchup. But right now, Fubuki still in dire straits. Scissors find the first blood and taking that first from Fubuki rather early as well. And even though Fubuki is fine at staying safe with the crow, we're not really able to proc it because
oh my god,
playing so aggressive, and our big buttons are just a little too slow.
Into the throw, the meaty Fuji, not a meaty, went for it again, but not going to land the 2H. Just let Fubuki doing what she can to keep you at bay. The parry super low for the slay. Scissors on set point. One more round ought to do it. Hopefully this isn't the end of Fubuki. I want to see more of this Testament. This is a Testament that's been killing it recently, starting discussions about how strong this character really is.
And now we're able to establish some sort of pressure. Got the Stain State and tried their best to apply it with the, or proc it with the 2K, but that spin going right on through. I love Scissors' awareness, knowing like, hey, Fubuki is going to be trying as fast as possible to apply it and proc that Stain State, so blocking that spin was a smart decision. And there it is once again, trying to find that one hit, even on block, try and proc it, get that explosion with the 2K, but Scissors saying no and spinning right through it every single time.
Ooh. Very awkward indeed. Look for again, gets the 6p. Low slash daggers, well defended, putting it back. Fubuki opting for a lot of these long reaching normals. The spin held for the fish, that's very unfortunate, and now she's facing elimination. Oh, the meter.
Lots of small damage here with these combos. The burst is going to have to come out very soon here. Burst comes out, denying that wall break from Scissors. Massive counter here for Fubuki.
That
yeah,
should
meter for super. This should be enough.
Well, send you through. And just like that, we're still alive, still in the bracket, still got an opportunity, but keep in mind, Scissors still in a huge advantage. Still looking good for Scissors.
Yeah, absolutely here. Okay, going over that time, but didn't expect the RC cancel. That's going to be the tap dust for a little bit of extra damage on top of Fubuki.
Good burst.
Fubuki now in the corner. We do have the Suchibai on the other side. Not going to teleport to it though. Find the counter hit with our slash, and Fubuki going to send Scissors through the wall. Yep. Staying safe after this wall break situation.
Good blocks. Looking for an opportunity for a Fujin, but that is double stain. Keep that in mind, that's double stain on the screen, but it's gone. No double stain for you. Now Scissors in a dominate scenario. 2 bars a meter, tries to bait the burst, doesn't bait the burst.
I don't think
sends
out,
the
yeah.
super. That isn't gonna kill. I'm shocked by that. Oh my goodness.
The scaling was low, and also it being a multi-hit super means that it gets crush a lot easier. So
knowledgeable about the way Jack plays this. I've done set reviews. I've seen how this guy plays. It's Robo-Ky's nasty. He genuinely understands this character to a high degree, and he's still learning. That's the messed up thing. You can tell in some of the stuff he does, he's still learning the character, but he has so much knowledge already acquired. So I can't wait to see how it plays out. But this does look like a wee bit of a tough matchup. The neutral certainly in the favor for Magician Girl.
Also, Robo-Ky is a cool character in the fact that recently it feels like a lot of these DLC characters have been rather underwhelming on launch. But Robo-Ky feels like an exception. Like, Robo-Ky actually is, like, pretty good.
I think Season 4 is the best example of that. Like, a lot of the characters on the launch of Season 4 were just very inadequate, couldn't really keep up with the rest of the roster. And then Season 5, Jam, not a busted character, but she does stand out. And Robo-Ky has been in the discussion, and I think it's simply just due to the fact Jack plays this character. I think that's all it comes down to.
Yeah, but so far, we've yet to see the real strength of a Robo-Ky as Magician Girl is just setting the pace for this match, continuing to dominate and potentially getting a Persia right here with how aggressive we've been playing so far by casting all of our spells, controlling this screen, and preventing Jack from getting anything started.
Goes low. Yeah, that also makes you wonder how often is Jack going to fight an Asuka on the Robo-Ky. You can definitely tell some of the neutral avenues he's going for, probably usuals that he's used to doing, isn't working out. So I wonder what adaptation will be made for them. But this is certainly a tricky one for Robo-Ky. Not an easy matchup.
Yeah, certainly not an easy one. Yeah, especially if you're like not used to it, because Asuka's a character that you really got to know what your character does in relation to Asuka and all the spells that Asuka's tossing out here. Great block on the overhead, however, so that is some legacy awareness that we still have on deck. Now let's see if we can actually get something started here with the Robo-Ky. So far, we're starting to put a lot of pressure on Magician Girl, but yet to find any openings, which is really tough.
Nice. Jumps in. Tries to stagger away, the meter being used. Good tech on the throw to escape. The 6P2 deny. And just like we managed to stagger long enough to build back that mana resource. Got plenty of work with.
Oh man, is this going to be a third dominant round in a row? I think it might very well be. Jack certainly not going to be spending first in this instance. Cube after cube. Red RC conversion. Yep. And that's going to be 3 rounds in a row here for Magician Girl.
Yeah, huge rounds for Magician Girl. And now we're getting started against the 2D. First off the table. Getting caught by a lot of these cubes. You can definitely see the unfamiliarity.
Those cards,
Jack. Those are some good cards.
Yeah,
wait till you can use them, bro. It's not your turn, right? You gotta wait till your opponent's turn's done. It's still going, right? We've got extra mana in the bag. Oh god.
Ooh, okay, now we're starting to see some of that mix here coming in from Jack. Great techno on that throw for the BRC forward. Going to be finding that throw in response as Magician Girl try to press a button. Okay, now you gotta be scared of approaching Magician Girl because you just have that bomb that can explode in your face, setting up that wall, getting that conversion, finding the overhead, and going to charge a bit of that mana back. No mana, so gotta play that long game at the moment. Super! Going to find that punish against Jack and get that wall break because he's just close enough. Blocks the overhead, blocks the low. Trade, almost favorable for Magician Girl.
Nice. This is actually huge for Magician Girl. Having all that mana in the bag, it lets you kind of go wild with the options until you get that final hit.
You got overhead.
Not a winning scenario
no, but no mana.
Jack, but
no
wait.
Mana.
No mana doesn't mean you're out of options, though. We've got a giant fist in the book as we send it to... Nah, this is not looking good for Jack. I've never seen Jack so... best way to put it, dominated in a matchup before. Like even when he's going against like really high level players and a lot of these matchups, he'll go like 3-1, he'll go like 3-2. Here, he's just getting denied in so many scenarios, still to win a round, Salty.
Yeah, man, not even a single round. What a dominant performance we've seen from Magician Girl so far. In a dominant round start as well, pushing Jack to full screen, tossing out these cubes to guarantee the space. Here from Jack is to deny this mana from Magician Girl. We do have some pretty nice cards. Like you said, if you don't have mana, we can't spend it just yet. All right, Jack might be getting our first round here.
Nice. Jump back. YRC pushing you back, and I do like a lot of these usages of meter. Magician Girl using it for YRC to get away, able to get the hit, decent combo connection. The electricity is also low for Jack, so if we escape, that's going to be your first goal in this matchup, and I don't think you're going to be able to set that up. Magician Girl has too many neutral setups here. Gets the hit, not confirming to the kill, but you're basically right there.
Oh yeah, Magician Girl getting a little cheeky there by trading out some of those cards in front of Jack's face. Jack was ready to get that punished. YRC going to reset this position here. Neutral. Did you have burst? And yes, we're going to be spending it.
It makes sense. When you've got good cards in the bag, you're going to see your mana. It's kind of more important than Robo-Ky's meter, if I'm honest. Despite how useful it was in that round there.
And last one of the first round here for Jack. Magician Girl, because we spent that burst. Not going to have it at the start of this round. And this counter hit is going to be a great start here for Jack. He can engage some of that mana and put Magician Girl immediately into the corner. I'm worried about the DP card though.
That is a whole 2 step and a half though.
What?
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh.
Oh, good pick up. Not going to delete the mana,
Jack
but
comeback.
Enough. Oh,
Yeah, this might be the start of the Jack comeback. We're in dire straits. No meter, no mana, no burst as the gold burst gets blocked out by Jack. But still, we find a way out of the corner and we're able to regain control of neutral for just a little bit before Jack counter pokes and finds that counter hit into a very nice hit confirm.
I think best way to put it, we got very comfortable in that round, but it all came from a good round start though. That doesn't mean he's ready to go for the rest of this. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, I've got adjusted because I just took advantage. So I need to see how this next game plays out to see if Jack's good to go for the rest of it. Because don't get me wrong, he is looking good. He is looking a lot better from the start, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
am I being too judgy? I feel a bit judgy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, hey, winning that round start and be able to keep that advantage is still very important, right? That is still a very important skill to have, because we've seen Magician Girl, you know, play a very good defense with Asuka before. So, you know, despite Jack winning is still definitely an accomplishment. And right now it's looking a lot more even, though we're not seeing the great round starts we've been seeing in those past 2 rounds. And yeah, like you said, Magician Girl doesn't have the mana, but we're still playing a very patient, defensive, very stagger pressure game. And we've seen that super get that punished multiple times. I think that's the second time we've seen it in this set. Not going to get that wall break though. I think Magician Girl would have liked to see that wall break, but it's okay.
Oh, good command grab, good strike throw. Goes again, look at that, the mana's full. That's going to allow for a lot of shenanigans for sure. Good tech confirming to the kill, no mana. Meaning that small combo, doing a lot. Not usually doing a lot, but it does a lot there.
Uh-oh. The tides have shifted, Panda.
They have. It shows that Jack is certainly adapted. I'm noticing that he's been a bit more patient about the air plays and getting a lot of punishes off him. It's a lot of damage.
Into the throw. Oh my gosh, it did so much damage. Try to go for the bicycle mix-up there. Not gonna work.
You know, if he had like HO TG there, I think Jack killed because of the lack of mana, but you know what? Tippy's ought to do it. And now we're 2-2 a game. Jack is adapted. That game kind of confirmed it to me. Jack's adapted for sure.
I don't think we've seen a single like back in the 4th round. I feel like it's either been Magician Girl sided or Jack sided. But wow, what a quick comeback, right? Magician Girl got a very quick first 2 games, and then Jack responding in kind with 2 quick games of himself. So I'm excited to see how this last game is going to go, if it's going to be a lot closer, or if we're going to be able to see Jack keep this momentum going with how fast we're playing.
Can't wait to see how it plays out, but this is the final game between these two. I would like to see either player go through. I really do. Let it be insane. It would be so awesome if Magician Girl was able to do it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Oh my
God! Oh my... Panda, save Magician Girl! Can we do something? Can we get some divine intervention going on? Holy moly!
That's still happening, man. I think I may have just cursed her by saying I'd like it if she won. But who knows? Who knows? It wasn't a prediction. It wasn't saying it was going to happen. Just want it to happen. But Jack getting caught here by a huge neutral interaction. Burst off the table. Looking for a getting some good hits, but no huge confirms. Not a lot of damage off these free interactions. It was that damage.
Might also be like showing a bit of fault in Magician Girl's gameplay potentially, and the fact that we're so willing to spend all of our mana on using these cards that it provides Jax 2 windows to try and approach in.
You know what I noticed as well? I think chat's made a good point. Jack got a whole lot more confident when the buy price flag showed up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, backing up, gets the hit. I love the patience, held off on the spells for quite the wee bit, and it's that 5D for the kill. We are going to a final game, final round between these two. Either player's game, man. Where's it gonna be?
Going to full screen here, killing these cubes. Wow, perfect precision here with these 5Ps to kill these cubes. And now all that mana has been spent. Doesn't find the anti-air though. And that's going to be huge here for Magician Girl. We bought a lot of time to regain all that mana, but that mana is going to start to slowly disappear yet again as Jack is going to start this pressure sequence and find a lot of damage with that combo we had earlier. Overhead going to connect with Jack as we try to shoot out those missiles and counteract some of the zoning that Magician Girl has been representing. Attempting to go for that burst, but you got to finish your food. You got to go for the damage when you find it. We can't get this greedy. Magician Girl is going to be paying for that greed here as Jack gets to keep that burst and start pressure of her own.
I mean, the man is at a good point where I don't think this combo will break it, but you can get stuck in a reset. Nicely done. You've gotten your hit, but look at that, no mana. A jab will kill you. A jab, a sneeze will kill you. Oh god, comes back in time, but it ain't gonna matter because Jack gets the meter just in time. The point being, we got the OG versus the new blood. Who's it gonna be? Scissors versus OoeyGooey.
Yeah, Snickers going to be drawing that first blood, but Scissors going to be responding in kind with a 2S of her own. Okay. Going to block all this out, all mids.
All mids. Oh, very nice, but goes for the burst, pushing it back. The Fujin's going back and forth, low for overhead. Low for the pickup, able to go for the RC here. OoeyGooey does have a lot in the bag to play with, but Scissors not afraid to mash.
Fujin overhead, PRC, will be able to convert off of this. Burst comes out from OoeyGooey. I wonder if, depending on the timing, we could have gotten a corner steal. I don't think so, though. Ko is like a bit funky sometimes.
Is. Also, I'm seeing someone saying, why are they picking the same colors? You don't understand, right? The denim is to represent the old, right? Whereas the dark blue is to represent the new. It's clean, it's pressed, you know what I mean? Oh. Sure. That's the storyline, let's go with it. Oh, big Fujin. Overhead. I'm gonna see, oh! Big counter hit, and now that's a free burst made at that moment off of that red RC. Other way about, wait, what? Am I stupid? It says there's not got the dark blue and OoeyGooey got the denim. I swear it didn't. I'm not the dumb one here, right?
Yeah, OoeyGooey has the denim. Why?
Okay, right, because I saw someone say it other way about and I'm like, am I dumb?
No, OoeyGooey has denim.
Okay, cool. It's been a hell of a good start for OoeyGooey, optimizing a lot in the Fujin offense, well, where both players are ready for the stagger offense. We've seen Scissors go for a couple of mashes, whereas OoeyGooey's a little bit more committal in the Fujin options, as we see here, going for the low rather than the empty.
Okay, backdash on the overhead. Great awareness there from OoeyGooey. Scissors, though, with a much bigger lead here. Because while we were pretty even on health, Scissors was able to get that gold burst out of OoeyGooey. Okay, great block there on the dust. Doesn't block the Nagi out, though.
Good challenge. The shimmy! Well, the burst off the table.
Fujin overhead, blocks it. Are going to see the Fujin again. Okay, Fujin fan.
Oh, the shimmy. Brother plays fighting games. That's fundamentals right there. Alright, through the wall. Sends you through for the kill. Scissors going down another round. Still it takes once.
And optimizing all the way through there with the POC. And some extra buttons for some extra damage along with the super OoeyGooey. Maintaining this lead here with this round win. Takes this throw, takes the butterfly pressure, and there's that backdash to escape.
Nice, good knockdown. The pressure being set up off for Fujin goes high. Back and forth challenge. Good backup with the JK. Unfortunately, can't confirm off of it, but it is good enough to represent that screen space in time. But OoeyGooey with a charged Fujin hit, able to get a lot off this. Looking out for burst at the same time, but Scissors doesn't bite that easily. -2.
Yeah. So yeah, Scissors, yeah, with that full meter, you do have to be very wary of the defensive options from Scissors. And OoeyGooey was aware of that parry, and unfortunately was not able to take any advantage after that. Spin, don't want to get thrown into a butterfly. I mean, that's just like the day one spin tech. Just throw it.
Yeah. This character's tech hasn't really changed a whole lot, has it? This guy is literally just Fujin the character for the most part. What a back throw. Oh, carrying at 5H. You do have to give up the burst on that.
And once again, with 200 meter, I guess 100 meter now, you want to be very careful of those defensive options. You see OoeyGooey trying to represent one of our own with that parry super, but this time Scissors was ready there, getting that throw. Yeah, Scissors got a lot of momentum with each of those throws off of each of those spins, and of course it was very poetic for that round to finish off with a throw on the super. So great stuff from Scissors, playing just patient enough to call out some of these more aggressive options from Ooey.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like a good back and forth. If this continues to be a good back and forth, I think OoeyGooey will take this match, but there's a chance, you know, there's a chance that Scissors is able to take the advantage yet again. And I'm seeing chat talking about who's attractive out of the roster. I think Anji's up there. Okay. Probably, if I had to guess. Nice. Good blocks in the low. Oh, back and forth challenge. Oh, the huge counter hit, but burst off the table.
And no meter for either of these players either, which is pretty big, I would say. We're going to be finding it first, and immediately logging into the parry again. Not scared at all, but maybe you should be scared a little bit because he didn't punish multiple times for that.
Good jump in, goes low, well defended, gets the counter hit bar slash. There's a lot you can do off that. Scissors going for a pretty decent combo, not a lot of damage, but on the positive, that bonus is a bit kick in. Oh, parry super? Ah, that was a good shimmy, really looked out for it.
Counter hit.
Boy!
Any burst? Burst will come out from Scissors. Fujin, Nagiha, PRC. Burst comes out from Ooey. No burst for our these players. PRC forward. Scissors still has meter for the BRC. The fast PRC falling down. And once again, so poetic with a throw yet again. The one option that Ooey is struggling to work around, Scissors is continuing to find success with.
Very silly round, but like there was a lot of high level plays going on there. But visually it's like, what are these guys doing? You know what I mean? Oh, nice. Into the rope. Able to go Fujin. Staggering away with the 2H. Keep going. Gets the 5H normal hit. Into a solid combo. And Scissors doesn't have the meter for the cash out. Has to be happy with the Fujin overhead.
Decent amount of time, but also Ooey has a incentive to last as long as possible out as well, to be able to get some of that burst. So in a way, we can be a little bit greedy by extending the length of this match, but Ooey does not seem to care there with that 2P press at the perfect time to take out Scissors and even us up here to the 1-run round count yet again here. Who's going to be getting the lead? Scissors holding down back, not pressing, not committing to anything. Air dash out though, and immediately as we commit to something, Ooey ready to find that punish.
What a spin! Not able to get a lot of it, again 50% scaling, but we are still getting in. OoeyGooey able to go with the projectile, gets the hit. You can tell Scissors going for a lot of greedy options for defense here.
I wonder if Scissors try to go for a parry super nest input and got counter hit on the butterfly, because normally you'd expect Scissors to want to respect the butterfly, right?
Yeah, that is a potential outcome. We did see it before. Scissors, she did go for the parry super on the butterfly setup, but there, I'm not 100% certain. It felt more like she went for a jump instead, like she was trying to...
No, we got counter hit.
Oh, was it counter? I swear it was a normal
hit,
but if it was a counter hit, I think you're probably right in the money then, yeah. you're probably right on the money. Definitely wanted a parry super, because again, we saw it before. Just didn't happen.
Alright, but one thing is for certain though. Ooey now 2-1 with 1 point over Scissors. One more is all we need to take this round and move forward into the bracket. Scissors going to find that throw yet again to start us off. Ooey not going to be having it with that dust. Just going to match that with the 2 keys.
Oh, Fujin though. Fujin catches. Do we look for the burst? No, Scissors just sends it.
Yeah, Scissors tried to spin, and I think canceled into Fujin of our own, and got smoked by Ooey's Fujin instead. Okay, 6P. Nice conversion here from Scissors.
Good overhead. Probably gonna go for the low next time. Good blocking up. Afraid to catch. Catches you with the 2H. Should be able to do a decent bit off this. Does have the meter to play with, but goes for the shimmy play. Gets the counter close slash into the super. Not looking good for Scissors. Now she's at a horrible point as this is set point. OoeyGooey may just cement himself as why he's the goal.
Yeah, that may be very likely here. Throw attempt, but Scissors going to elect to jump out of that sequence. Ooey, however, going to find a pretty decent hit there with the Fujin. Butterfly spins right here, tries to go for this fish. Not going to get punished by Scissors. Instead, Ooey going to punish Scissors for the attempt to approach from behind. Ooey now has Scissors into the corner. Things are looking so dominant, so suffocating. And Scissors cannot breathe in this sequence as OoeyGooeyChewySnickers sends Scissors through the wall with the super. But that makes it. But because of that, I grinded, and that's where I'm here now. And you can tell that Lasagna Slayer and Walter have also grinded very hard to make it where they are now here in winners finals, playing it out against each other. Walter instead locking into the Chipp rather than the Millia for the Goldlewis matchup. I think that does make a little bit of sense. Chipp going to be a little bit more fragile, but way stronger when it comes to this ground fight.
Yeah, gonna be super interesting as it plays out. Of course, Walter doesn't want to play the Millia because Chipp has the better whip punishment, I would say. Like in this matchup, Chipp is better with punishing this big boy, right? And he's got everything that you want. He has a DP, good defense, very peculiar movement. It is everything you want. However, yeah, I was about to say, however, like Millia, you get hit, you die. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Oh, I was about to say, with Chipp, it's like, you have very safe grounded pressure too, like we're seeing right here with those close slashes, far slashes, and then the Rekka, right? We just do Rekka, no cancel, Rekka, no cancel, and then we do Rekka cancel, and then Rekka overhead. It's very hard to react to, it's very fast, it's very, very safe.
Yeah. Oh my god, the aerial taunts getting utilized, that's insane. The other thing to note is that Goldlewis does have a good mash out for this matchup. 2P and 2K are fantastic tools.
Block that. And now things are getting a little scary. That security gauge is starting to recover, and Lasagna Slayer is in that range where we can start to chip out Walter. So you can see Walter try to be a little preemptive about it with that tightrope in case Lasagna Slayer tried to pull out the Skyfish. But, you know, with that tightrope there, Lasagna Slayer was most definitely not going to be locking into that Skyfish just yet. So,
yeah, I'm also seeing another huge $10 contribution to today's bracket. Thank you very much, Nino Apicella. Not too sure how to pronounce that, but thank you very much. I hope you guys are enjoying this show, but let's continue on. Oh, the aerial taunts are
round with the system. Going to jump up very high right there, just so that we don't get caught in the Skyfish. But man, what a counter hit. Seeing that, it's like, we got no burst, Chipp is dead.
God damn it. The C is an S sound. Ah, so Nino Apicella. Right, okay, right. But thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the show, big man. But yeah, no, Lasagna Slayer looks ready for the Chipp. He's probably had to fight many a good Chipps in brackets. For example, you've had one of the GOATs on Chipp, Marvello. Probably been ready to fight that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Chipp's a very strong character. You need to know how to play against him. Oh, yeah, we definitely want to burst that one because we essentially just forfeit the round if we don't burst it.
It's a shame you took 30% damage on the point that you need to burst, but my goodness, the nature. Oh, PRC star go. You're not dead, but PRC star.
Right. Not just yet. Walter with full meter. I think maybe looking for maybe like a Sansei Ryoga or something like a PRC cancel.
Oh, kind of like I was saying earlier, that 2P matchup is insanely good for escaping in this matchup. It's such a good normal.
Okay. Lasagna's there, just gonna hold all this. Great defense. Gets punished though by that Rekka hit. 6P. There we go. Gonna work. You don't see 6P often from Goldlewis as a counter poke just because it goes very vertically. But it's still useful to have just because of that upper body invincibility and Rekka not working against it.
Oh, look at that. The Rekka certainly still putting in the work though. Goes with the jump in. Burst off the table into the burn it down.
You have to jump up once again. But that just takes you immediately to the corner. Walter needs a plan to get out of this corner. And it looks like we do. Tightrope pressure. Here we go. And you can tell Walter's also playing a little bit safe as well. We're playing aggressive but safe because we don't want to get hit by a random down with the system if Lasagna Slayer chooses to be a little bit risky.
Why? But we are seeing Walter's defense really paying off though. Like, well, where I need to block up a little bit more, I kind of stop going for these DPs and it's working out. I like these 5H staggers. Oh!
Okay. A bit of a stall right there into the JP overhead mix. Walter definitely looking a lot better here in game number 2 as opposed to game number 1. Skyfish,
gun?
Block this one out. Yeah, not wanting to use FD because we have plenty of health to work with, and we want to be holding on to that meter for that PRC pressure to keep it going.
And that's a huge pickup for the kill. I think one adaptation that Walter made that was really good in that round compared to the previous ones, the airplay. Did fantastic air gameplay to stop Lasagna Slayer try to deny the Chipp offense. That is what really stood out to me, like the aerial JPs, for example. It did a lot of work.
Oh yeah, for sure. Really taking advantage of the fact that Goldlewis is a big body as well, right?
Why? Yeah, because he will have to deal with that. I do think there's some setups that he could duck a lot of these jump ins, but being a big body certainly does suck into this matchup. As someone who plays pot, I get it. Like, I get it.
Okay, interesting. Lasagna Slayer going to the Venom now, not feeling the Goldlewis. I wonder if this is going to be the correct decision here for Lasagna Slayer. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see how this one's going to go. I will say Chipp has more tools to move around the screen to avoid the pool balls, but you also have more tools to avoid the Dark Angel as well. So Lasagna Slayer is going to be a little more careful about how we place that Dark Angel if we choose to use it.
I was about to say, one thing that I do like about like pulling the Venom into this, it's not even like the Dark Angel, because you know, I think there's a lot of ways to deny that as Chipp. It's basically just screen control. You've chosen, I'm not going to use myself as the scary factor, I'm going to use what I control to be the scary factor in the matchup now. You've kind of flipped the script on it. Like now, as in a case of like, I'm going to chase you, it's like, if you go to that airspace, I can hit you there now. Like, that's the scary factor.
Essentially cutting off a lane on the screen, right? And cutting off one lane makes it so that it's much more predictable where the Chipp is going to end up. And the Chipp, I'm going to tell you right now, does not want to be caught blocking a Dark Angel, does not want to be caught getting hit by a Dark Angel. We want to be avoiding it at all costs.
I mean, you're seeing the Venom certainly work out though. Even though that round was a loss, what was the health point of Walter there? 1 HP. So it is working. It is working.
Yeah, I would say the Dark Angel in the corner was a little bit rough, right? Because we didn't have a guaranteed lockdown, right? So Chipp was able to jump out. And we had the idea where, like, okay, we get hit, we can burst him into the Dark Angel. That was certainly an idea. Didn't quite work out the way Lasagna Slayer expected, though. So, once again, we're just going to be very careful with how we use these Dark Angels and where we place them so that we get the maximum efficacy against Chipp. Walter's playing that burst. Going in, try to get that whiff punish, doesn't quite get it, but we do take our turn back. Throw here from Lasagna Slayer is going to be rather huge. We don't have the meter from the Dark Angel to confirm it, but we do find the combo regardless. So that's going to be a round win here for Lasagna Slayer, keeping it even, keeping it back and forth. And Walter is not going to be having the easiest time here against the Venom either.
It was off such a clean backdash as well. Amazing read on defense. One thing that does suck about picking Venom over Goldlewis though, you don't get that health value, right? You don't got that health value, you're gonna crumble. Just like Chipp off of the right hit. Oh, the cross up.
Oh man, yeah, the cross up with the beta, the alpha blades. Okay, that's not guaranteed. I think we can jump out, right? No, it's too close.
Yeah, good
not gonna be the most damage here. I think we're going to play for the wall break. Yeah, going to play for the wall break, get that positive bonus.
Not the most damage. Holy, that's a lot of damage.
Well, not the most damage against Chipp, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, Could have been way more off of the right hit, but still a hefty chunk. But Walter takes a 2-1, looking strong. But what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, I was about to say, the thing is, too, about that situation that was a little bit rough is because, okay, you want to keep the corner as Venom, but you also want that damage from that Dark Angel, from that combo as well, right? And unfortunately, with how that combo played out, we ended up getting the soft knockdown, and that made it so that Walter could roam around freely with pretty much essentially full meter on hand. And that's not a position you ever want to be in against Chipp, even if you're getting that positive bonus. And Lasagna Slayer was also pretty low on meter as well, so even with positive bonus, it would have taken a little bit of time for us to get 50 meter to play against Walter.
Like, never mind it being free mix, right? It's also the fact that that free mix starts doing hefty damage with that meter in the back. So it can be a bit scary. Huge overhead into the PRC, pick up a burst off the table. I don't like that burst. I do not like that burst.
It was feeling very one-sided there with that health lead, and Lasagna Slayer choosing to spend that burst, maybe try and look for that miracle comeback against the Chipp, hoping that we can find that one good hit, but that one good hit was just not there. The hopes and dreams crushed there for Lasagna Slayer in that round, and Walter looking to crush those dreams yet again with that corner position, but Lasagna Slayer still finding a way to get out. And now Walter back up against the wall. Great wall out here from Lasagna Slayer with that JA to lock down Walter for a little bit.
Also, I've seen someone say tilt burst. That's how it felt. That is how I felt.
Yeah.
And then Walter, again, a huge chunk of change. And again, like we talked about with meter, it's a lot. It's a lot of a cross-up. Huge counter hit.
Yeah, you can't challenge shit like that. It's deceptively fast and reaches deceptively far. First down for Lasagna Slayer.
This is not good.
And it was like first or die, right? And in that instance, Walter was able to easily lock it in. Red or blue.
Okay, I see it.
Alright,
so if we see the run back, Goldlewis might be the play for Lasagna Slayer, but we'll have to wait and see because we have Jack and OoeyGooey fighting on loser side, the Robo-Ky versus the Anji.
Already, Jack off to a bombastic start. I mean, the momentum we've been seeing from Jack so far. We took those 3 games in a row against Patriarchpanda, 3 games in a row against TestYourLuck. So far, we've won 6 games in a row. Took 2 sets here on loser side. The momentum all in Jack's favor. And OoeyGooey also looking good, but not in this round at the very least. Jack with a monumental lead. Has a positive bonus, going to be spending a little bit of that meter, so is OoeyGooey there with that YRC. Jack going to take it. Jack also going to take a little bit of damage here, possibly this wall break as well, but still, we have a pretty decent lead, and I don't think we're going to be blown here.
Oh, hey, nice. Using the horse to make the delay happen and come down and hit you with the JH. That is also an amazing normal. JH is like a Solval normal. It's very strong.
Fujin, oh, with 6P, and yeah, Jack instantly able to capitalize off of it. Okay, Fujin, Nagiha, the low connects with Jack. Jack gonna burst out of that.
Hit.
Okay, into the super. This should be enough carry to bring us to the wall break. Yes.
That's a big chunk for sure, but the super parry on Wake Up, OoeyGooey not afraid to recognize the scenarios to use them. Huge counter at far slash, it gets right in. Jack needs to defend and certainly does that well. Amazing jump out to give him the 1-0 victory. Good read on the throw.
I was about to say we took that parry, but I don't think Jack really minded all too much, and Jack certainly does not mind taking 1 game here against OoeyGooey to start things off. Is this going to be another 3-0 Panda? Do you think that's another possibility?
I don't see it. I don't see another.
Like, I don't want to write off OoeyGooey, but I think we cannot understate that Jack is really feeling himself at the moment.
Don't get me wrong. Jack is certainly playing to such an insane degree today, because the first fight, beating TestYourLuck Frio is not an easy feat. because he's talked about it. He hates fighting these types of big bodies like Nagoriyuki and Potemkin on Robo-Ky. And, you know, if you're able to work wonders in that type of matchup, I think he's probably prime time ready to go for the rest of his bracket.
Yeah, right now it just really feels like OoeyGooey cannot play the game for 3 rounds in a row here. BRC forward, Jack gonna play that one pretty safe. I think he tried to go for an air throw if I read that correctly. I might be wrong though. YRC pushes OoeyGooey away, BRC in so that we get the guaranteed turn. And if OoeyGooey try to press something, Jack should be able to get that punish or counter hit in response. Jack now with another round on the board, threatening a game to win. Eats those butterfly hits and eats a little bit of damage right there, but still feeling pretty comfortable here in this game.
Oh, what 5H. Gets low, decent pickup, able to chase away OoeyGooey with the staggers into the overhead PRC.
Oh my god, the defense! And the jump onto the fans.
Like, the messed up fight, OoeyGooey's not representing projectile a ton, right? He literally just went like, I've not done this in a bit, I'm gonna show it. And Jack's like, okay, nice mental stack, I reacted. What are you gonna do about it? Oh, what a backdash.
Alright. OoeyGooey ready for that one with backdash, avoiding the throw from Jack. Okay. Just FD. So we got the perfect FD, pushing OoeyGooey so far away that we completely whiffed that normal lounge Jack to regain, to reestablish his turns. Counter hit here from OoeyGooey. This should take Jack to the wall. And this defense from Jack is looking immaculate, blocking all this Fuji pressure. Doesn't block that overhead, but OoeyGooey not ready to be able to convert off of these hits here.
What challenge. Into the counter at 2S, has plenty of electricity to work with, so that's a hard knockdown. Into the throw, big pickup, but you've got to bait the burst. There it is, burst off the table, 2 bursts for the side of OoeyGooey, 1 gone, has another. Slow slash, could have been a huge bait in the burst, but luckily, managed to get it in time. Huge hit, BRC, and I think that might have ate OoeyGooey's input there. That BRC meaty was very awkward indeed, allowing Jack to take that 2-0. That was clean, that was very clean.
Yeah, these BRCs are looking really good. And great meter management from Jack towards the end as well. Just building up all those resources by setting up the carpet. And continues to just bully OoeyGooey from afar. And then move in when it was the right opportunity to do so with these well-timed BRCs.
So apparently the next animated short is out right now with like I think it's Erica from Guilty Gear, you know, the secretary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the next short is out. Yeah, totally. The next short is out and it's a bit Giovanna, so you guys want to check that out. I recommend going to the arc site first. It looks funny, it looks very funny. But here we go, Jack up to another good round start, gets the hit. OoeyGooey losing a lot of health, but does have the meter at least. But up against 100 electricity, a bit worried.
Okay. Chasing down Jack here. Overhead. 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 No. Doesn't go for the overhead this time. Just a raw Fujin hitting mid there. Counter hit against Jack. Jack with a lot of meter to work with. Okay, but still playing very passive. Waiting for OoeyGooey to spend all these resources in an attempt to open up Jack. And we're starting to press some buttons, but Ooey just not letting up. And Jack getting countered multiple times as OoeyGooey takes the win there. Then takes the first game of this set. Jack's the carpet, takes this Fujin, not able to protect that throw though.
The charged Fujin hop, certainly an unreactable thing. Right, good to represent with the Protex. Goes for the overhead. There's no meter on the side of Jack, he just has to guess all this. So you know what? You can only guess for so long against the Fujin blender. Cutting away at your health with the overheads and then the throw. Cheekily done from OoeyGooey.
Yeah, it's just like Fujin overhead, Fujin overhead, Fujin overhead, throw. Yeah, no, just very, very simple. That is like that's kind of like the layer 1 Anji right there. But yeah, just played it perfectly and Jack not able to block it all out completely. That's gonna be the first game going. First game for OoeyGooey, trying to stage this comeback here in Legion. This is your last opportunity to stay alive in this bracket. Jack, perfect spacing, find that punish. Couldn't find that conversion though, despite finding that punish on OoeyGooey's button.
Overhead. Nice.
Oh,
you can't safe jump up parry.
Not quite. Jack's still alive, just barely though. Fujin overhead, of course.
Yeah. Again,
True. Of course. Yeah.
Can I safe jump a parry? What? Can I do that?
All according to K-Cocky.
Anyone else since I've heard that one?
Hey guys, did y'all know K-Cocky was playing?
Oh, really?
Find the hit with the Nagiha. Tap does getting blocked by Jack. Jack not getting opened up by these overheads as much as we were in those previous rounds. Now Jack's turn to get over the damage here on OoeyGooey.
Nice, backing up. Looking to get some offense going to 2H, goes for a Fujin overhead. Big // connection for Jack, and just last should be able to get a decent bit off this.
Oh my
the
God.
parry super! OoeyGooey never afraid to let it rip, but there's a bar on the side of Jack. Sure, he can't use it on Wake Up, but he can use it for this confirm. Giving him set point yet again with the burst advantage. Sure, it's not a large advantage, but it is an advantage.
I love how Jack just moves around him with his arrows here, and always is just playing around at the maximum reach of our buttons.
Nice. Burst. Yeah.
Spin. Oh, okay, fish comes out. Jack trying to press something. I'm not too sure exactly what it was. Still though, we're looking pretty good. Jack now threatening this set win here. Spun through the missiles from earlier. We're still unable to catch Jack until now. There's a throw into the butterfly. Jack gonna hold this. Fujin overhead. Fujin overhead. Fujin overhead.
Low.
No.
It's low.
Okay, just going for the 2 feet. Overhead.
It's a stagger. Oh my god. Not enough to kill, I think. Yeah, I couldn't get the wall stick. And then the backdash on the throw, because we've seen OoeyGooey go for the throw for the winning scenario. And Jack made the throw tech. Try make that read. It didn't work out. He understands the mental stack to a high degree, chat. Like, this may look like he's just doing the same thing over and over again. But that is mental stack, buddy. Right? If someone lands 4 hell sweeps in a row, that's gap. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Fujin's also like one of those things where you have those 4 canned follow-ups, right? But those are 4 balls that you need to be able to react to, right? It's like you have the fans, you have the hawk, you have the overhead, and you have the low. And those are all 4 different things that have different counterplay tied to each one. So it is a lot of the mental stat, genuinely. And sometimes you can really just like instant cancel the Fujin into one of the falls as well, making it so that, you know, you can't get that little bit of a breather of the Fujin hitting it.
What, Jage? Yeah, it was almost like Jack was going into this with the indomitable human spirit, and then OoeyGooey kind of stole it from him. And now it's a big flip, but now it's a perfect for Jack, right back at you. Jesus Christ. Set point for Jack, yet again. Will he be able to take it, or will it be flipped?
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Got it. Such a
yeah.
This
Here's the Robo-Ky
so
mental stack.
like, where do you block, man?
Going for a lot of throws. I wonder why. I mean, it is working out.
The X6P, and Jack knows it too. Does not want to let OoeyGooey get that wall break here. Big back throw here for Jack. Tossing OoeyGooey into the corner. OoeyGooey does have that meter for the parry, and Jack is trying to play around it just a little bit here, giving OoeyGooey some space, but that gives OoeyGooey an opportunity to be able to escape the corner, and now is pushing Jack into the opposing corner instead. And here's the Fujin mix coming in once again. What's it gonna be? Fujin into the low. Jack gonna block it.
Right side.
Gonna be able to find the winning combo in conversion to take down OoeyGooey after all 3-2.
Aye, nicely done, honestly. Jack, good game for me. That's the best way to put it. After all that, at Jack immediately. See if he's ready for the Goldlewis.
I think also just Goldlewis is just a deceptively well-rounded character. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here's the drone. Yeah,
You're not
those
wrong.
missiles are gonna make sure that Lasagna Slayer Can't approach behind that drone. Lasagna Slayer so going to find that combo here, get that knockdown. 5P, perfect, getting that anti-air against Lasagna Slayer and starting to regain that momentum and reestablish our turn here.
You know, I have to think about that. I'm like, is he Robert? I'm like, yeah, he's got decent normals now. He's got full screen tools he can represent, and his offense is mad. The only thing that could be iffy, and we're actually seeing it worked out, defense with that 2P is
defense
a hell of
good, man.
Yeah, that elbow
is good.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, his 2P is great, his 6P is fantastic as an anti-air. And yeah, you just have a really strong reversal super as well, that if it lands, it just completely kills the opponent. Here we go.
And then,
yeah, we're just going to cancel that guy.
The 2K being a 7-frame low that's active for 6 frames, making it good for backdash callouts, like if they're trying to shimmy you. That's another thing to think about, you know? He's got a lot. He generally does. That's a huge hit for Jack. Does evade the burst. Minigun comes out. It gets rid of a lot of meter. Jack has to build that up if we want to see an RC.
Alright, Skyfish again. Jack not quite close enough, knowing that we have to deny that Skyfish.
Wait, look at the time!
Speak of the devil.
Dude, 11 seconds left on the clock? Oy, was that a Marvel Tokan round?
Over again.
Oh, huge round start for Jack though. Big knockdown after the pickup.
Especially the carpet during the combo. Even better there.
Yeah. Optimization, you know what I'm saying? Get that done. Back up.
For Jack. Say your prayers.
That's a lot of damage.
You're gonna need some divine intervention here, Jack. Maybe not so much. That's a lot of damage though.
That's still a lot, yeah.
Well, I was about to say Jack doesn't need that much too. It doesn't need to work through that much here. Lasagna Slayer does have that burst, and I think he may want to spend burst here. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a round that Lasagna Slayer could potentially win, but being wall splat, super coming out from Jack, I don't think this burst is coming out. So Lasagna Slayer is gonna be holding on to it for yet another round.
God damn. The super dump as well. My goodness. Gets the power slash, decent pickup. Lasagna Slayer now stuck in the blender, but backs up. Aerial Behemoth. Lasagna Slayer a bit of an experimenter with that. As we know, a lot of the Goldlewis community call that the aerial taunts. The 8 aerial taunts. That's what they call it. I'm not messing with you. Challenge. Getting the turn of the PRC goes low. Had to give up the burst. That could have been brutal.
Expecting the drone, waiting for it to die out. Okay, slammed on the head with that coffin right there. Jack now into the corner playing defense against Goldlewis. Great jump in response to Lasagna Slayer's jump right there. 5K going to whiff. That's unfortunate. Takes the overhead. And Lasagna Slayer takes game number 1 here for with the Goldlewis over Jack's Robo-Ky.
I felt like Jack's Robo-Ky was working wonders. But a lot of the situations where defense started kicking in, so it wasn't like neutral where Jack is like whiff punishing very well. When it started kicking into the defense, that 2P did so much. It genuinely did. It just did so much.
All right. Well, that's a great lead here from Lasagna Slayer.
Yeah.
Lasagna Slayer definitely looking to make this comeback here, make that run back against Walter, deny Jack this grand finals spot. Has Jack won with Robo-Ky yet?
I believe so. I'm gonna take a quick look. I'll get my research done, if you know what I mean. But I do not think. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think he's won a TNS with Robo-Ky. But I'll take a look.
Burn it down. Just. Oh man, getting hit by the orbital laser like that never feels good. I'm not too sure what Jack was trying to do in the moment, but getting sniped just like so. Lasagna Slayer getting a pretty easy round in the moment.
Yeah, I think looking through here, his highest placement with Robo-Ky has been 4th place.
Okay.
So he's still to win one, and I think as soon as he wins one, he'll probably be confident for the offline scene. That's for sure. Yeah, still a win one. Yeah, genuinely going through this. I think top 4 has been the best placement. Ugh.
No meter. There's a super dump.
Da-da-da-da! Sends it! Not going to use the electricity. Certainly a clever decision. You're going to need it for this round end scenario here. The top 5D going to be YRC. The minigun to lower the meter at least a little bit, but Jack taking more of the chip damage if anything.
Yeah. Using health as a resource there instead of our own meter gain. Unfortunately, though, the meter that we did spend did not end up amounting to all too much here. We'll be able to get a little bit of meter. No, we're just going to use it on FD to play defense against Lasagna Slayer. Just need that one final hit here. Lasagna Slayer now holding on to FD for his life. Instead, tries to go for the top dash, doesn't work out. But the missile would have connected with Lasagna Slayer. I think trying to go for a gear dash forward.
You know, that is a fair point. This is Jack getting his best result so far, top 3. That's something to think about. So we're already doing better than previous results. Yeah. Oh god, decent hit from Lasagna Slayer. That's gonna be a lot of damage off the table. All meterless, 40%, and we're back into the corner.
Plus frames after plus frames, when does it turn? And that is the question. 5P, perfectly timed here from Jack, as now we steal the corner here against Lasagna Slayer, getting the throw as well for a little bit of extra damage while we have it in the corner. Super now going to get us that hard knockdown and put us in into an even better state. You have to be a little bit worried about the fact that Lasagna Slayer does still have burst, does have a decent amount of meter as well, so what is likely is burst Skyfish, or burst burn it down, it seems like.
Yeah, with that security gauge in the bag, you may as well. Very strong super at that point. Huge 2k hit confirm. And then you've got the corner. In the corner. You've got the opponent in the corner. Not the corner in the corner. The corner's always in the corner. But burst is still inside the Jack. I wonder how that's going to play out. Going to burst on the minigun. Another burn it down, but that is a level 1 burn it down. Maybe level 2. Gains a lot though into the throw. 50-50, 268. Flow slash into the pass. And Lasagna Slayer takes another game.
Yeah, no, I guess we're just going to take the slow run up. Jack might not even get second place. It might just be 4th, then 3rd, then 2nd, then 1st.
Oh, Christ
almighty. To climb the hard way. Here,
it is insane. It is insane that such a top-level fighter, right, one of the top-level players, all because of a character change, is having to struggle to build up to first place in TNS.
Okay.
Like, think about how often he used to take TNS. That's all I'm going to say. He was known as the king for a reason. Everybody hated this guy at one point. Remember?
True. But I think there is something to be said about the sheer consistency that Jack has been showing when not playing at the Chaos and instead on Robo-Ky, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that we've taken so many fourths shows that we have a lot of consistency. We're still a very strong player, and I think that speaks a lot more. Like, while we may not have the first place that we've been seeing as much, we're certainly more consistent than a lot of other players, even if they do get first set. Here we go, yeah. Jack. Find that burst, create that distance between him and Lasagna Slayer. Now using that VRC to close the distance as we react to that jump out. That's a throw. And the combo will be enough to do the damage needed to take that round. Jack still in the game.
Oh, good hit. The pressure. Into the left side, that jump in does so much. And we're still going away. Oi. Oh god. Into a solid hit, chases on the back dash. Not able to get the close slash, but able to get so much more. HP is insanely low into the RC, but Talbot beating the burst. And we do exactly that. Just sat there and stared at it, Salty.
Yeah, and we could afford to because Goldlewis was so high up. We had plenty of time to just sit there. And, you know, even at that moment, like, even if Lasagna Slayer didn't spend that burst, we could still have picked up during that that combo afterwards. That's how long it would have lasted there. But yeah, no, Jack now finally getting a point on the board, and this could potentially be a reverse 3-0 yet again. We saw it against Magician Girl. We saw a very close 3-2 in loser semis. Not quite the reverse 3-0 like we might see here, but getting a point on the board is scary when you're playing as Jack.
But we're back to it. Jack gaining one game. We've seen what happens when Jack starts making a comeback, but who knows? Good pressure being set up into the overhead. Nasty fuzzy. You can only defend it for so long.
Yeah, perfect. That's facing that behemoth and now taking the turn. Lasagna Slayer doesn't have that burst, so this should be a guaranteed round here for Jack. Now we have corner. There we go. Actually, it doesn't hurt that much. That wasn't funny.
Nice. Yeah, it's a decent confirm. Jack is mounting the comeback. And just like that, as we see, we continue on. Oh, another huge counter hit. Lasagna Slayer not only not having burst, but it's just getting these nasty heads building up. Oh! Solid hit.
Alright.
The super!
Dude. What I say about reverse 3-0?
God, he does do it.
This might be a game 2 win here for Jack. Or not game 2, game 4 win here. The second win here for Jack.
Yeah.
Gotta escape this corner first though, before we have any dreams of getting a win in this moment. That's gonna be a trade, but still favorable here for Lasagna Slayer, and this is what I'm talking about. You gotta be able to play defense against Lasagna Slayer, against this Goldlewis, because
and you're dead.
You cannot escape the corner. You can go from full health to 0 in just a moment's notice.
I mean, the only negative about going for that super is that you have given your opponent a good chunk of burst. But you know what? You've got a set point, and it's doable. Good jump in, goes low into the wah, getting a lot off of it, but burst off the table. Jack having to hold the minigun. Goes again, letting it rip, but nothing of it.
5T to lock down Lasagna Slayer, and this is looking good once again. But Lasagna Slayer can get the corner, things could look scary.
Oh, good forward.
Oh, yeah, we're good. I think we're good, right? Jack still has burst too.
Yeah.
So if Lasagna Slayer hits Jack, we can just still continue to hold on to this corner position. And with that, Jack now sitting at that 2-2, evening things up once again very, very quickly. It takes Jack a little bit of time sometimes, but eventually we do get that download, and this is where things get scary. It's that game 4 Jack, that game 5 Jack that you got to worry about. And right now we are at game number 5. We've had so much time to adapt to Lasagna Slayer, learn how Lasagna Slayer wants to play here with this Goldlewis, and this could be a very one-sided game here for Jack, or it could be a very close one. Final game, final round certainly is another possibility here on the back.
It could be, but it was very interesting how that played out at the end. And I can't wait to see how it goes on, but first off the table for both sides, we've got the corner shooting away. Jack looking to get on the attack, but nothing's coming up, and just let Lasagna Slayer's in. Bullying away, PRC into the low, into the close slash. That's a huge pickup, and because of the risk at the start, that's a lot of damage off of a mid. That's a close slash starter, bro. No meter.
Okay. Now we have the corner position here. Want to keep corner as long as possible, I feel, because once you let Goldlewis out, we are going to be absolutely abusing that level 3 security gauge with options like down with the system, with Skyfish, with drone. I think we're going to be seeing it right here. Yeah, round, wall break, down with the system. Ooh, great jump out here from Jack. Not dealing with any of that pressure. 5P anti-air. Is burst going to come out here from Lasagna? Not yet, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, and gets a nice 2P confirm with 6K. And I like going for the super. It makes way too much sense. With 59 electricity, you're gonna dump it. Yeah, it's enough, buddy. It's enough. Surprisingly, it does a lot more damage than you think it would.
Guts Crush, multi-hit supers, so good.
Oh, huge knockdown. The same side goes low. Jack gaining a decent bit, should be able to take it to the corner, goes low again while defending on the rockets, gets the jump out. It's just like Lasagna Slayer has a killer scenario, just has to bait the YRC in the burst to take full advantage of this corner.
The red RC.
YRC, where is it?
This is game fun around.
Are you dead? Close enough. My goodness, 1 HP.
This is final game fun around.
Yeah, fail game fun round, without a doubt. Who's gonna be able to take it? Will it be Jack or will it be Lasagna Slayer? Lasagna Slayer was in the lead at the start, and Jack is on the reverse 3-0. That is what he's working on right now.
Okay,
All the aerial
big
taunt.
behemoth coming out of the corner. tossing Jack into the corner almost me like that, but I love how Jack was immediately ready as well to dash out of that corner, regain that space, get back in Lasagna Slayer's space. Here's the throw coming through. We have full meter now to work with, and we could spend it on the super.
Oh, I think that's
coming
it.
Up, Red RC, super.
Yeah, that's it.
That wall
That's
break
it.
damage as well. This almost is definitely enough here. Oh, almost definitely is enough here.
Not
As
almost
Jack
definitely. It just
certainly is enough. I was tripping on my words right there, but Jax really was not tripping in that matchup in those final 3 games. Reverse 3-0 on Lasagna Slayer. Another one here in top 8.
We head into our final set tonight. Grand finals between Walter and Jack.
Yeah, Robo-Ky is just a generically strong character, like you said, with a powerful neutral game, but so does Chipp. Chipp has a very strong neutral game as well. It's almost like his entire shtick. But how do you feel about Chipp as opposed to the Millia matchup here into Robo-Ky?
I think Chipp makes more sense. Your opponents want to play a ton of neutral, and as a killer JH, a killer far slash, just a good button for every scenario. And Milia's not really a poker, right? She's not really, as much as she's annoying in neutral, she's not really a neutral gal, you know what I mean? But you know who is? Chipp. Absolutely loves playing neutral.
Yeah, I think you're right. Millia is one of those characters that takes advantage of being able to dance around characters with lesser movement options, and Robo-Ky has some pretty darn good movement options, I'll say myself, as we're seeing from Jack, especially with those float mix-ups that we're employing at the moment. Walter going to find a way out of that corner though. Great Abare to escape the corner. And that's going to be a nice counter hit as well to find some knockdowns, continue to loop this pressure here in mid-screen. But so far, we've yet to find a strong corner position and, take it all the way. And we're just finding a lot of small pack damage that, yes, is adding up over time, but has yet to really leave a mark that is going to make Jack terribly scared.
Aye, you definitely see Jack's confidence. Going for the shots, tries to get the anti-air, nothing of it. Back to it, PRC stops that get-in. Huge 5H counter hit. Unfortunately not going to get the pickup, but Walter still making the most out of a bad situation. Not going to be able to kill, but one more out to do it. Gets the overhead for the kill. Walter is already up 1-0, and Jack, despite putting in good effort, you can see the struggle. You certainly can.
Yeah, man. People always like laser focus in on Chipp, like, oh my gosh, low health, whatever, right? But I'm always just gonna say, like, Chipp has always been, I would argue, a high tier character in Strive. I don't think Chipp has ever been anything but high tier.
Oh, we got a huge raid.
Oh,
sorry, cut you off. From Academy Esports Studios. Hope you guys had a good time. I'm pretty sure you guys were hosting Grand Blue, if I'm correct, right? Did you guys have a good time with that? If so, tell us all about it. But we're in grand finals between Walter and Jack. Continue your thought, Big Man. What were you saying?
I lost my train of thought. But I will tell everyone that just joined the stream right now, we are watching grand finals between Walter and Jack. Walter on the Chipp, Jack on the Robo-Ky, coming in from the loser side, trying to play for that reset. But Walter taking game number 1, is going to be making it a little bit tougher here for Jack to be able to find that reset and find that win. Right now, this is Jack's best tournament run at TNS so far with Robo-Ky, and is looking to make it even better here with this round win that is probably going to be giving Jack some leeway to secure game number 2 against Walter.
I also see Just for Envy has added $5 to the prize bill. Thank you very much, big man. Hope you've been enjoying the show in the chat if you're here. But a good jump in from Jack. Did have the mirror for a cash out, but first denied. Into a huge 6H for the kill. Jack is not going out without a fight. Tying us 1-1. And I also see another huge contribution, and that's from one of my guys, Scary Esquire. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this show, big man. $61.50 to take us to a $100 prize pool worth tonight's fight.
Yes, $100 clean, and whoever wins will be getting the lion's share of that pot. The price split should be 50% for first, 30% for second, 20% for third. I'm sure y'all can do the math. I think that's pretty easy, right? And if y'all can't, then we're gonna have some
I play pot, bro. I can't do that. What's 50% of 100? Like, what's 100% of 100? What is that?
You gotta make me think about that one. Just as much as I'm thinking about Walter, which is the Millia. And we talked a little bit before about Chipp, you know, generally being able to hope against Robo-Ky a lot easier, and Millia really taking advantage of characters that have lesser movement. But Millia is definitely one of those characters that Walter has played for longer, has pushed more relevant results with this character as well. So this may be a comfort pick.
Oh, what, Jage? I think the comfort pick is definitely a good idea, but as we're seeing, it's not leading to the same rewards as Chipp did in that first match. I mean, maybe Walter's adapted to the Chipp, and Jack's adapted to the Chipp, and now Walter just needs time to warm up, and that's what's happening here. Getting dominated early on. One more hit ought to do it from Jack, but no DP, nothing like that, just has to get the mash out.
Yeah, and I think this is the advantage of being on the winner side, right? You can afford to take a set loss. You can afford to let Jack get a reset against you because you still have more games to play. You can still win. But, you know, the longer you play against Jack, the harder and harder it ends up becoming. And Walter knows that we do not want to let Jack have that reset, have more games, to be able to grow accustomed to this new change of pace that we have here with the Millia. And we find the comeback. Things were looking really rough. I thought Walter was just going to lose right there. But on that Pixel of Life, Pixel in a Dream, we find that dream.
All I could say is that I was a very confident throw as well in the meaty, because Jack could have did so much there. He could have did fuzzy jump, fuzzy backdash, mash. Point being, a very insane throw that worked out for Walter. I like the play, understanding the mental stack yet again.
I do like that Lush Taker that we saw earlier. That's going to be a dust attempt, and Jack going to immediately counter poke in response.
The trade?
Counter hit here for Jack. Big counter hit here for Jack. Comes out from Walter. BRC down. Jack does have a burst on the table, in the pocket that we can still use, and Walter gonna have to find 2 hits.
Into the throw. Electricity is high, so he can do some wild stuff here. As you see, the little horsey into the grounded throw. Very cheeky indeed. 2-1 to Jack. And he's already taking advantage in the set, as it looks like Jack's surface continues. Yeah,
I think that my prediction started to come to fruition here. Reset is in the books, potentially. 3-1 is probably likely if we keep this pace going. Walter, though, coming down so close each time in those last 2 rounds, couldn't close it out. So we'll see if Walter can close out a game here, or if we're going to have to wait until after the reset to make that happen. Great blocks from Jack so far, and there's that throw to get ourselves started. Oh no.
Huge counter hit. Unfortunately not going to get anything because of the burst, but that could have been brutal if Walter not bursted. The horsey.
Float. 5P.
Ay. A lot of damage there, but look at the electricity build up from that one combo. We're at 75.
Okay.
Ooh. Jump across. Walter doing a lot with these mixes. Ugh, nice, going for the chase. Probably looking for a throw up next, if I had to guess, because we've been seeing a lot of blocks from Walter. Best way to open someone up is a throw, and Walter made that reach to jump back. Wow.
Pop the missile, just a little too high, so it goes right over Walter's head. Going to hold the JH, hold the bad man. Now you gotta be a little bit worried about, RC off of the hair car or RC off of Badman. In that instance, it was the hair car. Counter hit 2D and a perfectly timed burst to steal the corner. Walter going to pop that burst, doesn't want to lose this round, but things are still looking really tough. You're back against Robo-Ky, who has generally stronger buttons, but we are just trying to be as suffocating as possible to give Jack less chances to try and counter poke against him, and Walter will be able to find that JH to close up that round. Walter, you gotta stop playing with my heart, man. You can't. You gotta like take a clean round at least at one point, right? At some point, please.
Yeah, that was a very messy round. A whole lot of spaghetti on the floor, and not mention the timer. I think it was only 13 seconds left. That really almost went out to the wire. The FD really was doing work for Jack. But here we go through the wall with the super hard knockdown. I think Jack's probably going to go for some type of strike mix, going for the low. Certainly going to do just that. Into the normal throw. Do you do normal throw again? He's done it before. No, he goes for the fuzzy high. Oh, you can't block that. You can't block it.
I think we blocked the first couple hits, if I remember correctly. We just didn't block.
Oh yeah, no, we did, but that's the fuzzy, bro. That's the fuzzy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why option select when you can just react?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Pressure's being set up. The RC, the jump in, but burst off the table from Jack. Jack's at a very low health point. And messed up the hecking farm. Oh, this is not good. I don't think Jack wins this one.
This is game 5, Panda.
Game 5 coming up. Grand finals. The reset looking brutal for Jack. It is doable, but Walter, one more win away from taking a TNS. And I think it's been a bit since Walter's won a TNS. This is probably a huge deal for him as well.
You're right. Let me see if I can look that up while we're waiting for this next round to start. Oh, I'm not gonna be quick enough. Let's see.
Walter. Get your disc away, Walter.
Let's see. First place. Oh my god, yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh, very
A lot of
nice.
seconds, a lot of thirds I'm seeing. So, a first place here for Walter would be quite big. Oh, I see a first from 2024. Alright.
Yeah, point B.
Walter's definitely hungry for a win.
It's been a while for both these. Again, never had it in the Robo-Ky.
Okay.
And it's been 2 years for the other guy.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, I don't think it's been a while for Jack.
Yeah.
Jack has won plenty of these TNSs.
No. He was the king at one point, right? Everybody hated this guy. But now, people root for his comeback.
Some people do. I'm seeing conflicting messages from the chat.
Sure.
But maybe that's not the general populace here, as Walter is now on tournament point. One more round to go, but this is where Jack gets scariest when he has his back up against the wall. This is where he starts to fight even harder. Bad Moon getting some little bit of damage here against Jack, adding up over time. There's Bad Moon once again. Jack now at half health. Red RC going to be able to get this wall break. Jack is in burst. Jack is going to be spending that burst. That's a valuable resource gone, as Walter's going to try to continue this pressure, but a perfectly timed anti-air makes it so that Jack sees the corner and Walter steals the corner back. Oh my god. This is not it just yet. This is not it yet. One more hit, and that's all we need. Walter with a 3-2 takes first place for the first time in a long time, rocking it with the Millia, proving to be the correct choice at the end.